That was the wrong screen. Hello! How's everybody doing today? I hope you all had a fantastic week off from our games. Hope everybody recharged and had a good time. Before we jump into the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you are interested in supporting our community, you can consider becoming a member here on our YouTube channel. Memberships start at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some cool emotes. If you are interested in joining any of our games, we do have one open slot available in our Friday evening epic level campaign. And just so you're aware of what happened, they went out, hunted down an Astral Dreadnought, and killed it as if they were a level 3 party trying to hunt down an owlbear. It's going to be very epic and fun. They also fed it to a giant space turtle. You'll have to watch this session to see what happened. So yes, aside from that, we do have open slots in a Friday early game. That one is going to be a lower level one starting out as soon as we have 5 players to get it running. We have 3 currently, so we're waiting for 2 more to jump in, and then we are good to go. We have a maximum of 3 players that can join into that as well, but if anybody is interested, be sure to just reach out and let me know. I think that'll be all my shameless self-promoting. Go ahead, Wild Goose. Tell us what happened last session.
Yeah, that was real subtle for all watching. So last session, we made our way into the mansion of the Lord of this section of the Shadowfell, with the help of Buckler to make our approach much stealthier. We made our way to the edge of the gate where we attempted to climb it at first, where we found out the gate was alive and stabbed anyone who tried to climb it. Clover dispelled magic on that section of gate, allowing us to climb over, until we got up to an open window that was it's more squeaky than we would like to have had, before we started to make our way through the house, checking some areas as we went. We find the path leading us on the most direct route towards Nathan. Lily, being Lily, got herself stuck in a painting, which we had to dispel magic to free her from, because she decided to flip off the Lord of the Estate that was in that painting. After that, Lily disabled a set of stairs that would have turned into a slide and led us straight to the bottom of an area, to perhaps unknown traps waiting below, with an amazing roll. After which, we made our way towards this temple cathedral-like area where we spoke with the Lord of the Estate, attempting to find something to trade for Nathan peacefully at first. We did not come here desiring simply bloodshed. We desired to get Nathan out. But of course, this party being this party, it devolved into bloodshed when Bernie decided to have at thee. You know it's true.
I just cast a spell.
It was have at thee. During the fight, which was brutal for a while, Clover almost died several times, but held on by the skin of her teeth. And once Bernie pulled the Vampire Lord down to the ground again, he smited him with the holy powers of the Lawbearer, turning him into ash as his items fell to the ground. And as we realized at that point, we need to grab his stuff and run towards Nathan, as his brother will be coming back at any moment. Hopefully, within 20 minutes. Or later.
So, you all sit there, catching your breath from this grueling fight. Clover, beaten, battered, and bruised beyond most of your experiences so far in your life. You look down. There's not even ash that remains of this individual. All that is there is that ornate, beautiful necklace. A golden band that has 12 circles on either side, leading up to this very strange 9-sided object in the center.
Motherfucker.
I'm gonna reach down and grab it from the ground and say, "We need to move." Nathan, last ping over that way. The brother's gonna sense his brother died, as well as the smell of blood.
And on that note, I'm just gonna prestidigitation as much blood away as possible. I know it's not gonna help much, but anything to lessen the scent.
Well, you have to primarily focus Clover and Bernie.
Yeah. But as Tal'Dorei is reaching down to grab it, I'm keeping a very watchful eye on her to see if there's some sort of reaction or anything.
All right, I need you to roll me an insight check, Bernie.
Starting off strong.
29. As she picks it up, you don't know where it comes from. Her expression doesn't change. Her look does not differentiate from the inquisitive nature that she usually has. But there's just something that feels like a wind that rolled over her. And that's the only way you can describe it.
Be very careful, Tal'Dorei. We already know these things can change people. And it seems to me like something just happened to you. I can't really explain what, but when you picked that up, something changed.
I don't feel any different.
Well, that's what you said about the last thing as well, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to attune to it or anything. I'm just keeping out of the hands. I'll have Mirren identify it later once we get back, but let's go.
Right.
So, you end up looking around. And it was in this room earlier that you had your connection, and I believe you lost your concentration on that spell.
Yes, but I remember it came from the right side of the room.
Yes, it did. As you move in here, you do see that there is a stairwell over on the right side of the room. As
Over
you
there.
approach over towards it, you very quickly notice, Tosha and Lily, that there is runic markings around the foot of the stairs.
Can I attempt to identify them?
Are you proficient on
Arcana?
Arcana?
Yes.
Then yes, you may. Roll an Arcana check.
Recap inspiration.
28.
Nice.
This is actually something that you have never encountered, but you've always been aware of as a possible thing that ancient civilizations or individuals would do, particularly ones that wish to never be looted, like in graveyards or anything like that. This is a magic circle that stops anything living from crossing the threshold.
This is a magic circle that stops anything living from crossing it.
Okay, then I'll dispel it.
The only one of the party, I don't think any of us would have been safe. Well, maybe Lily.
Lily.
Yeah, I guess I'll use the spell magic on it.
All right, give me a charisma check.
Okie dokie.
Miriam, you still have your servants available, right?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Actually, no, I was not able to raise.
Oh my god.
Well, that's 4 nat 20s in a row.
Yeah.
We're gonna die.
Yeah.
Well, we just won D&D.
Yahtzee? Is that Yahtzee?
That's Yahtzee.
Alrighty. So, you begin flooding your magic across the runic markings, and you do manage to dispel it. However, the runes do not leave. You've just temporarily made it inert. You know that for magics that are permanent like this usually only deactivates them for 10 minutes or so.
Hey, we got 10 minutes. Let's go.
Yes. We'll probably have to bring everyone up here. Then.
I would like to know marching order.
Yeah, but before stepping down there, I just want to make a general perception check around the area to see if there's anything worth taking note of.
Go ahead. 22. As you have moved up on top of this large podium that is up here, you do see that there is this incredibly large, beautiful, ornate, Gothic-style chair that the individual presumably would lord over people on top of. Very common thing, you know. However, when you walk past the chair, you notice that it has something that many different royals utilize, where it has a false bottom. You can see that it has these 4 hooked handles, 3 of which from the either side that you can see, that would drag it into different areas outside of the chair itself.
Something with this chair here. Like a false bottom. And there's not a bucket underneath, so...
Well, we don't have that much time to be worrying about,
Well, fair, I just... Yeah.
I mean, quick, I'm trying to scroll up and remember. Was Lily shooting her lightning cannon last session, or was she trying to punch things?
She was
Lightning.
You were shooting from
shot
afar.
the lightning.
You couldn't get into melee, so you were shooting.
No, what I meant. So, I'm let me phrase it. Was I using my model form? Was I using my thunder gauntlets, or was I using my non-spell?
Well,
lightning?
let's scroll up.
That's what I was trying to find, because
Whenever
depending
your
on what
turn.
it is, Lily might have just brute force check what's in that bottom.
You have heat metal was the last thing you did. Con save. Dex save.
Okay, I think
think
have
you
let-
were out of the fight the majority of the fight, dealing with trying to escape the bats.
yeah, I was running like other things instead of damage. So
Yeah.
I do see you use your electro beam at some point.
no, that's lightning bolt though.
Yeah, that's the
Um,
turret.
I think I was still in guardian mode though, just because that was like the sneaking.
I remember you punching something. I forget when, but it was
Okay.
before the fight.
Yeah, if that's the case, then I probably did have thunder gauntlets equipped. Yeah, in that case, Joey,
Yeah.
can Lily attempt to, since we really don't have much time, try to brute force that false bottom to see what's in it?
Well, if Purdy points it out to you, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I've already done that, so...
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, yeah. Give me a athletics check.
Yeah, so use chain lightning.
Can I get advantage because thunder?
No. This is brute force trying to pull or push or whatever out.
Well, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So if it's oh my
Natural
god!
20.
What the fuck?
Well,
We're on the wrap.
as you are pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling, you do notice that there is a flare of energy that strikes out as well. I need you to give me a con save.
This is how Lily died a second time.
18, you are successful. That'll be 42 points of radiant damage, halved down to 21.
Well, we know who he was hiding this from.
So minus 21.
I'll dole out some healing. So yeah, I'll heal you for 20.
Yeah. And after Lily rips that off, she's not really gonna take too close of a look what's in it. She's just gonna grab it and go like it's a freaking like jewelry robbery or whatever.
Yep, you are just carrying with you the width of the chair size drawer.
Yeah, that's about right.
Freaking safety deposit box.
Yeah.
Does it jingle and jangle, or does it clunk and thunk?
Clunk and thunk.
I'll also heal myself a little bit, actually.
Okay.
And does Clover still look wounded, or? I thought you
All
said
at our hit points reduced, like the maximum.
So
Yeah.
she's still.
Yeah, she's at her maximum.
Can't really
Right.
do anything about that.
Yeah.
Tulsa will be in the front for the marching order.
All right, Tolsha in the front. Who's after Tolsha?
Over.
Who's after Clover?
I'll be after Clover then.
All right, so that puts Lily and Miriam. Who's going to be
Yeah,
in the
Mi-
back?
Marion will go next because Lily wants to be rear guard.
Alrighty.
That's fine. As long and for the next hour, because that's how long the spell lasts, I'm gonna have a mode of light prep to just blast something in case something shows up, because I got the spell sniper.
Light! Ting! Alrighty. Yes.
So the area we're descending into, is it like 5 foot by 5 foot, or?
It's narrow enough that it's meant to be walked upon by one individual's width. Nobody could walk side by side other than Tosha and Clover because everyone else is too thick.
Clover's also gonna have to type magic up.
Alrighty.
I want to be keeping an eye out for any traps that might be beyond this on the staircase area.
Investigation, please, Tosha. .24. Perception check, Clover.
Perception. Okay.
Yeah,
Can
you
you-
have detect magic. Let's see what magic you see.
I mean, wouldn't it just ping?
No, you know that is not how I roleplay it.
Let's re-roll it.
Yep.
There it is.
Perception. Let's re-roll that.
My
Oh.
God, where did all the good
Wait.
rolls go?
How are you re-rolling? I need to know because you used a fuck ton of them last session.
My sorcery points, I had 4 left, and now I have 2 left.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh.
above that 22. I'll re-roll it.
Hmm.
Perception. Wow, we're not doing too well on that. I'll keep the 11. I don't really care that much.
All right.
Better than 9.
So, as you were descending down the stairs, the stairwell does have a distinct scent that is cautiously familiar to you, Tosha. The few times you've interacted directly with Volstruckers, you've smelled this almost hospital quality of cleanliness. And it seems very similar to that level of magical cleaning down here.
Oh, that's lovely.
You do notice on the wall that there is an indent where you are rounding a corner, still walking the stairs, and it would be very natural for somebody to grab onto the wall just to, support themselves as they step downwards.
Before we go too far, I'm going to just call out to everyone. I could set up a magic circle behind us to block off the area, so that should maybe buy us some more time.
Didn't you
Does-
say that it took a while for you to set up the circle?
1 minute. So you guys can go ahead, I suppose. Unless we're, well, I'm not sure where this brother of his might be, but maybe one of you should stay behind with me just in case.
Does the indent look about the size for the gem that I picked off the Lord, the necklace?
No, it looks more like an indent that would lead to a trap if anybody touched it.
No one touched that indent. That's definitely a trap.
So is
Oh,
anybody
nice.
staying behind with Bernie?
I'll stay behind with Bernie. I
Oh,
got
the-
6 shots of stars.
The wizard and the
Mm.
paladin.
I'll start casting magic circle then,
All right.
Paladin.
and I'll set it so undead cannot or I can choose more than one. Okay, so
Yeah. Fuck everything.
yeah. Well, let's see.
Remember, they have
I
they
would
have
take
one human.
Fae as well, but since we have Patry, I guess
Yeah.
fiends or undead then.
Okay.
Well, that's you too.
Yeah. Sorry, I just
I'm not
imagine.
a fiend.
I just imagine the reason for the minute of casting is that thought like, huh, who do I want to keep out of it? Let's see.
So, everyone else, as you're descending. Wait, were you about to say something?
Oh yeah, Lily was just gonna, before we leave them for that, Lily's just gonna say, you two better be back. Meet us up in the next 3 minutes, or I'm gonna come up and kick both your asses.
Okay.
Very well.
Now, Bernie, you have to restart the spell because she interrupted you.
Damn it.
But no,
Damn
no,
it,
no.
I don't have a spell slot. That was my last 3rd level spell slot. Damn it.
So, as you are walking down, you make it to the bottom of the stairs, and this corridor seems very strange by comparison of everything else you've seen so far, Tosha. It seems less refined, but older for some reason. The tiled floors have a weave-like intricate pattern to them that makes it look like it should be unstable, but for some reason the floor itself is still traversable. As you are walking down and you have to descend a few more stairs into these other rooms and continue moving, Clover, you are getting beams of magic down here. Protection magic, warding magic, necrotic magic. Nothing that's been a static location that you've been able to pick up yet, though. You round a
Okay.
corner. Eh?
Okay, I'll tell everyone that, I guess.
You round a couple of corners. And at this point, Bernie and... Ooh, actually... You know what? Just to make this fun, Bernie, roll me a D100.
Oh no.
Hey, I dispelled as much smell as I could.
You did?
3.
That is perfectly unreasonably average.
It sounds like Bernie.
Damn.
Shots fired.
Well, you might think so, but I know he's not average, so it doesn't matter.
No tiefling has ever been average. Anyways. As you round the corner, you all see it is a much larger dungeon that is incredibly well kept and bright because of torches lit across the walls. There are a total of 6 rooms with bars across them, and you hear breathing coming from multiples of them. As you round and look into the first, you all begin to see people, the pets of the estate. In the first room, you glean an individual who looks human as far as you can tell, but is unnaturally pale in all of their features. Their hair, incredibly white, even their eyebrows. Their eyes, dulled and white to the point where they almost don't even have black irises where you look at them. Everything about them is shying away from the torchlight, and they are very frail and helpless. The room across from theirs, as you peer into that, you see that there appears to be a satyr with 2 long horns that swoop and swirl around the sides of their head twice. The satyr looks very uncomfortable and healthier than the one across the other room. At this point, Bernie and Lily, you catch up and you gleam the first 2 rooms as well. The next 2 rooms, you see that there is a Goliath in one of them. Runic markings littered across their body, glowing faintly and pulsating across them. And they seem to be in physical pain with some type of medicinal tubes and needles stuck into their back. Across from that individual, you see that there appears to be a Kenku with no feathers. The last 2 rooms, the first one you gleam, is a very, very dark-skinned looking elven person with amber eyes that glow faintly and their hair tied into these beautiful long locks that go down to about the small of her back. Though there's crow's feet around the eyes, there's still a very distinguished youth to this individual, though they look frail. And in the last one, you see a bearded, very shaggy, frail man lying there, familiar to each of you, as you've seen him through the magical gate that was opened before. A chain stuck to his neck, and 2 chains wrapped around his wrists, connecting him to the back wall. He's the only one kept without a bed in here. Not even a pillow.
Yeah, Clover's running over and unlocking the cage to Nathan.
I'm instantly, like, as I walked into this room, I'm casting Find Traps.
Okay. You detect that there are traps in this room. Clover, as you are nearing over to his cage, there is multiple sources of divination as well as protection style magics. I keep forgetting what school that is. Abjuration. Yeah. As well as on many of the other cages.
Well, she doesn't really care about the other cages in all reality.
Yeah.
She's going to... Okay, since I killed all those spell slots, let's kill the sorcery points now. I'm gonna...
Careful, there's traps in the room.
I'm gonna dispel magic, but I'm gonna kill my 5th level as well. So let me add that. So 11 sorcery points. And then how many 3rd levels do we need? How many abjuration things is she picking up?
2 abjuration on each door and 1 divination on each door.
Okay, yeah, then with the amount of... Yeah, she'll get back 3 of them. She'll do 3 dispel magics on Nathan's one.
All right. You cast your 3 spells, and then it's still locked mundanely. Thieves' tools.
Yeah, she'll do that.
Go ahead.
Lily, can you look for a key?
Yeah.
I'll use game advantage on this. What do you want me to use, Dex or something else?
It is dexterity. And I should forewarn you, these look like incredibly expensive, intricate locks.
Don't worry, we got Clover on it.
Do they all seem to be conscious and like aware of us?
The Goliath seems to be the only one unconscious. Their awareness of you, only the Kinku and the darker skinned woman notices.
I'll go over towards their caves, but I won't touch it or anything.
Okay.
And yeah, you can do the rolls and stuff first.
If any of you know any of these spells or traps to get you guys out of there, that'd be good to know, as well as if healing magic is blocked.
There we go. We'll stick with
There
that
we
roll.
So you do unlock the cage, but let's go to what the others are doing. The Kinku cocks his head when you say that, and will chirp out in a foreign language. Do any of you understand Giant?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Me
Two
too.
of you.
By the way,
Yeah.
do we still have the other tiefling with us?
He,
Half elf.
yeah, he's been hanging out really far back.
Right.
Yeah, Buckle will
Does-
be with us.
Does it sound like the same kind of language, or?
No, it does not.
Oh, okay.
No,
This
the
is just
king-
pure giant.
Yeah, this is pure Giant. The Kinku will call out. They said funny words. Anyone know funny words? Funny words?
I respond to in giant. He was asking if any of you know if healing magic is blocked and what spells are containing you.
The Kinku starts lifting their legs very quickly, like they're prancing in place excitedly. No healing at all. No healing at all. And then he'll begin speaking, and he sounds just like the Lord of the Estate when he begins speaking. None of you should even try to escape. You'll be treated kindly so long as you act accordingly. We're just so fascinated with you.
Well, he responded, there appears to be something blocking healing in this room.
Can you ask where they are from?
I asked the Kenku in giant where they are from.
He cocks his head. From Skyworld.
Am I familiar with that name?
Skyworld? You would not be, no.
Lily's gonna speak up in giant. Well, we can ask the sort of questions when we're done with the situation. Who here wants to get the fuck out of here?
Can't bring all of them with
Good.
Tulsh's teleport, right? You said you only have
I can
7 of us, or?
just doing the math real quick.
How many casts of banishment do you have?
With recovery, I have 5, and I can upcast 1. So I can get banished 6 times and then 1 word of recall.
Unless, well, if we can, if we have a way of, I don't know, maybe shrinking them, we could stack as many as we can into the bag of holding and.
DM, can I make a medicine check to see how fucked up they are?
Yes, this will be just a general medicine check as you're examining them from outside the cages.
Gotcha.
The Goliath and Nathan are hands down the worst of everybody in this room. Nathan looks like he is going to need 100% support in order to do anything. The Goliath looks like they, because of whatever they are doing to them, are in tremendous pain.
I'll look at those. We'll get you out. Have no. Yeah, we're here to save you.
Looks like the only ones we can't just banish will be the Goliath.
We'll figure a way. We still have some time.
Yeah, if there's a will, there's a way. And Lily's going to go to the bag of holding she made with the really wide brim, and just start basically see what's in it to see how much room we can possibly make.
Ooh, I have no idea what's all in that bag.
Let's choose Hop, who's funny, Ekra, and then the vampire.
Oh yeah, you don't have a lot.
That's 3 statues.
Oh, she's taking out that fucking vampire statue.
I suggest we take out the 2 others as well.
I'm not taking them out.
The vampire one, yeah, that one can stay.
Right. Now what?
Yeah, the vampire
Yeah.
thing. I don't care about that.
Guys, Tulsa literally just said she has enough spell slots to send them all home. We don't need to overthink this.
Yes. Look,
Clover-
we need to start dispelling these spells on these cages and get people out. Start with the Goliath in the back.
Keep
Natalie,
using
need
those
I
keys.
remind you that you gave me your word that you would stop pursuing whatever that goal you had in mind was?
I'm not leaving them in statues.
So let's kill them.
No.
Return them to where they come from.
I'm going to do it the correct way. Something that people here don't seem to understand.
Bernie, who are you saying about killing? It's a little distracting.
The devil and the unicorn,
Why would you kill a unicorn?
because he would return to where he come from.
That's doesn't exactly make it a good thing to do.
He wants to go back there.
We didn't. And this isn't up for discussion. That's all she's saying about this.
While people are working on that, I'm going to start searching the room to see if there's a key or a switch or something that might just turn off the magic.
Investigation, please. While you're doing that, the Kinku will begin to call out, Phil, Phil, Phil. And as they're calling, you see that the Goliath rotates their head slightly. Phil! He looks around confused and closes his eyes. All of you feel the presence of something moving into your minds. And then you all, at the same time, hear a foreign voice that can just immediately be interpreted by you. Who the hell are all of you?
We're the ones who killed the Lord of the Castle.
And we're trying to, get you all out with us. So I hope you're not planning on complaining.
Get these tubes out of my spine.
We're working on getting the cages open to do just that. There's magic on them.
Get the tube
Miriam.
out of my spine. I can help.
Miriam, that's all you, buddy.
Boy. Yeah, I guess we'll work on his door first, because I don't think I have anything that can reach into a cage.
Mage hand.
I actually don't have Mage Hand.
I love it. A wizard without mage hand. I fucking love it.
I imagine this is in character too. And then Lee's like, and this is why you kept getting picked on at the Lyceum.
You can already reach the top shelf. It's not like you need it. But anyways,
I'm going to retrieve Ekra from the bag of holding.
Clover's gonna look at you, do something, and I turn you into a statue like her.
Hey, both of you are being
You
distracted.
gave me your word.
I did give you my word, and I'm not going to do what I'm keeping my word, but I'm not killing a friggin' statue. I made it very clear how I feel about this.
You did. And I told you I would be with you so long as you come here for your father. And now we have other people who are actually alive.
And they're getting banished by Tulsha. You're doing this because you want to sate a violent thirst that you have, and I'm sick of feeding it. We have an answer.
You might as well be dooming them, banishing them to wherever in their weakened state. Might as well kill them. If we're
Bernie.
doing this, if we're rescuing people, we're doing it the
You
proper
don't even
way.
know what realm they're from. They're probably going to get sent back to wherever they are from anyways after we go back to Exandria. Banishing them is the same thing.
We have a statue of a devil that takes the place of a living person that can have that.
We're not bringing them
What
back.
instead?
We're sending them back home.
Bernie, the only ones that are too weak to survive a banishment are the giant and Nathan. The rest are at least physically capable of moving.
Yes, and can we not be starting to have problems when we're near the finish line. Let's get this done, and then you can try to rip each other's heads off while I try to stop that. But for now, both of you calm down and let's get this done.
Plus, I intend to do mass cure wounds once they're able to be healed.
Once this is done, Clover, I will have nothing more to do with you. We rescue your father, and that's it. I will never see you again. Are we clear?
Crystal.
Good.
Hey, who wants to open the Giants room so I can start surgically getting these needles out?
That's probably the first one Lily's been working on, given
Alright.
the prior.
Do you have any way to handle the magic on it?
Magic? Not, maybe not, but she'll probably just take the magic.
Okay. Roll me a Thieves' Tools check, utilizing
Okay.
dexterity.
Yay. Where is it? There it is.
If I
Wait,
see,
didn't
if I s-
Tulsa look around for like a thing?
And she found nothing.
Ah.
They don't keep the keys within reach of magical individuals.
yeah, in that case, seeing Lily working on the cage without doing any kind of spell, it's just like, damn it, I'll do dispel magic twice because that's all I got.
What are you targeting?
The 2 abjuration.
Okay. You managed to break open the lock fairly quickly, Lily. Around that time, Clover, you are finished with your lock as well, and you're running inside, and you have to now unlock the chain around his neck and wrists as well. So go ahead, more Thieves' Tools checks.
Gotcha.
As soon as that cage opens up, Lily, there is a flash of light around the border of it. The other magic that was there just went out. You move over. We need a medicine check to remove the needles from the individual without damaging them, because they look way too frail to be able to handle that.
Would I get advantage because I have extensive knowledge of giant physiology?
I imagine you know giant physiology fairly well. And not giant, Goliath. Just,
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
Giant
I'll-
Goliath.
I'll tap Mira on the shoulder. You got this for guidance.
29.
And
30.
30.
Dirty 30. So, as you go over to the individual and you start pulling out the needles, you do feel their body tenses a lot, and they seem to just accept that you're peeling it out of them. Once you do that, you see that there appears to be some type of infusion. There are 2 barrels that the tube connected to, one of which looks like it has blood. The other one looks to be 1/4 of some type of clearish, slightly blue-tinted liquid inside of it. But once you remove the thing from the individual's spine, they roll over, lean downwards, and begin hacking, and you see this bile that is mostly liquid coming out. Once that is finished, the giant leans back, looks up at you, Miriam. Much appreciated.
If you don't mind, what the hell were they trying to do to you?
He looks outside the cage, looks over at you. They believed I was special, and they wanted to harness that. Imbeciles just didn't understand magic that well. Help me. And he kind of just like begins trying to lean, but there's no chance he can lift himself up out of
Yeah,
it.
it's like, I'm probably the only person that, besides Bernie, that can just hold this guy up, probably.
I'll go over and help those who, as best as I can.
Yep. The 2 of you lift him and drag him out into the open room. And as you're doing that, you see all of these different glyphs across his body are glowing in different positions and sometimes even shifting or expanding or retracting around him as he's stepping out. He'll look around and, do any of you have any potions? Magical healing cannot work, but something made out of a natural remedy can.
In the bag.
Yeah, here, I'll just take out mine and give it to him.
He'll look over at you, Lily, when you say that, and he gets a ferrule across his brow where he's very inquisitive, but just accepts the potion and begins drinking it very greedily. You've already opened 2 of the cells. 4 more cells remain. Oh, that's going to take a lot.
Who are you guys?
I don't know most of them, but Brown over there is my friend. We came here with a group of people seeking something. We failed.
I look over to Buckle. It's like, friends of yours?
He shakes his head, no.
By Brown, did he point to the Kenku?
Yes.
Or
I
multi
see.
And the Kinku's like still prancing up and down. Phil! Yes, Brown, I'll help you. Looks at you, Lily, up and down a couple of times. Would you mind standing away from me?
Lily was in the middle of doing a lock, but she'll kind of she will acquiesce if it looks like he's got an idea of what to do.
Mm-hmm. All right. He takes a very deep breath, and you see all of the glyphs across his body begin glowing, and they all begin swirling up his arms, retracting all the way over to his chest and expanding outwards. And as that happens, there's this purple glow that expands off the individual, and the area feels much different now, surrounding him in a circle. All of the magic should be nullified right now.
Neat. If that's the case, these are just normal locks, right?
Yes.
And if that's the case, these are, I'm assuming, like a padlock, right, Joey? Thunder?
Padlock. Oh yeah, it's the hook pad. Yeah.
Yeah. If they're just normal non-magical locks now, would Lily like be able to see that she could probably just break these with her fists?
Quite possibly, if your fists aren't magical.
They're thunder. Well, I mean, it's part of my model thing, so I don't know if it's.
Do you get siege damage?
I get thunder damage from them, but I'm not sure if that's magic per se or part of,
When you move your
artificing.
gauntlet inside, the gauntlet becomes inert. You can still move. You don't get deactivated, but it is a null magic zone surrounding the individual.
Okay. In that case,
have
you
it.
should do it the normal way.
With your giant hammer?
Yeah, a hammer.
Fair enough.
The individual begins coughing a lot, and you see that the purple glow around them is shifting very quickly. And he'll look at the two of you. Just drop me on the floor and break them quickly, please. It is so much more excruciating maintaining this.
I'll help get him on the floor carefully, so he doesn't just drop.
Damn it! That probably dispelled my crown.
Yep.
Oh well.
So everybody, I need athletics checks. If you have specific weaponry that'll assist you in this, bludgeoning obviously, to break the locks manually.
Yeah, Lily's just gonna do it the old-fashioned way since it's
Yeah. Let's check that.
But Lily, now you know that you can move into null magic zones and not instantly die. Boop. Lock's broken. Tosha, you're going to have to whack it. It's a couple of more whacks. Yep. You all successfully break many of the locks before this individual's coughing of bile shifts into more of a blood that they're coughing, and they drop the magic that they were producing. I apologize. I couldn't. I
okay.
couldn't.
I'll go into the bag and get another potion for him. You're all right.
And I forgot. Lily has this in the inventory, and I completely forgot about it. Is there how many locks are left?
There was only 4 remaining, so between everybody, you've broken them.
Oh yeah, we have that thing.
Oh, we had the dispelling stones, didn't we?
Yeah, that's what I was listening in my inventory. I was like, oh, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, that would have helped. This guy would
We
be in a
also
lot less
have,
pain.
Don't we have a chime of opening?
No, that was last campaign.
Wasn't that in Garinski's stuff?
John.
Yeah,
John.
John had that.
Yeah.
But-
right.
Clover, back to you. You've successfully unlocked all of the bindings on your father. And even though his eyes are still the only thing about him moving, you can see a happiness in those eyes. If it wasn't for the dehydration, he'd be capable of crying at this moment, but he just doesn't have that right now.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna be all right. She's pulling out a potion at this point and giving it to him now that he's out of the chains.
You have to completely manually feed it to him. He doesn't have any strength remaining. After the
So
potion, though, he gathers up enough strength to at least give you a tiny smile. You're muted.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna start dragging him over to everybody else in the middle.
Brown runs out over towards the Goliath Phil and starts patting over his body, looks at all of you, and then in giant calls out, medicine? 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 Kit?
See.
Lily will pull out a potion for him and hand it to him.
He pushes the potion away. Medicine! Bandage!
Oh, Miriam can do that. I have a medical kit.
You
But
pull out
not
the
a
medical
cloak,
kit and he snatches it out of your hands.
Yeah.
Immediately, he starts using this with a very in-depth knowledge of how it works.
I'll start handing out some rations and water too. Once we've gotten out.
The other 3 gather together. You notice the albino remains inside of the cage, and then the woman with the locks at the end notices that as well and goes over to the torches and starts extinguishing them, and immediately the albino starts stepping out.
Right, light.
What is he?
She has a condition.
Oh,
I hand them my leaf sun hat.
And Lily will hand over. I think she has a dark cloak that she previously used, but now she's got her mom's cloak, so she'll hand that over.
Right. I intend on banishing most of you back to where you guys come from to get you out of here, since the portal is too far away and leads to a dangerous area. Where is it that all of you are from? So I can hopefully send you to the right place.
Phil speaks up. Your banishment will send us to where we belong regardless of your intentions.
do you want to go there?
I've not been there in a long time. I presume even longer for their time. I could care less. Brown just slaps him in the face. Family! Family's dead by now, Brown.
Depends
Remember,
on the
we don't
time
have the luxury of living as long as the elves do. Brown just looks down and shakes his head.
Well,
You must have been here
They
a long
might-
time then.
Yes.
Di-
What were you saying? Somebody was saying something.
Miriam.
oh, I was just gonna clarify. We learned that time in the Shadowfell moves at 3 times the speed of the material plane.
Yep, yep.
3 times slower, I thought.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. A week here is 3 weeks there, kind of thing.
So if he's been here presumably a year, that would be 3 years. 5 years, that's 15 years. Yeah.
Oh, I got it backwards. Okay. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Right. I can only banish one person at a time, and it will take a minute for it to solidify before I can cast another. Who wishes to go first?
I will return home first.
I'm guessing that's the elf that spoke.
No, the dreadlocked woman
Ah.
with the amber eyes.
Very well.
Before you go, may we have your names? I am Baron Cragless. This is Tulsa, Miriam, Lily.
My name is something I am not capable of handing out to you all, but you do have my gratitude and thanks. Edenowe is what you can refer to me as.
I don't know.
Does
Very
that
well.
translate to something in Elvish, or is that actually just a name?
She's not an elf. Where are you guys getting elf from?
Ah, sorry.
I'm not sure which person this was exactly.
That was the dreadlocked woman, the one across from Nathan.
All right.
Any of you who understand Celestial?
Yeah.
It translates to
No, never mind. I don't.
you don't understand the
Yeah.
relation.
Clover does, I
Paladins
think.
are great. Clover would understand what it means then. It roughly not head and nowhere. That's Edenowe. It translates to she that traverses through the current.
Very well. If we ever meet again, hopefully it's in a better circumstance. I wish you luck.
And we are from Exandria, if that tells you anything.
Exandria. Yes.
And I'll reach over, place a hand on her, and I will cast banishment on her.
And a minute goes by and she does not return.
All right. I'll look to the albino next. Are you ready to head home?
Yes. Capella.
Capella. May we meet in a better circumstance, Capella.
She'll nod.
And banish her.
Gone. Minute goes by, does not return.
Right. Then it's not. Who's the other one that was not
The satyr.
Phil, the satyr?
The satyr prances up to you all and smiles. Hi.
Yeah, by the
Greeting.
way, sort of, sorry. And when I looked into Patri's dream a couple of days ago, I think it was. Is this the same satyr?
No, this is a completely different one.
Okay.
This one seems jovial and excited.
Right.
It was really shitty having to kiss their ass like that, but they do feed you well so long as you don't, act like an asshole. Sorry, buddy. Calls out over towards Nathan. I tried warning you. He gives
Lily
a very faint thumbs up as he's lying on the ground.
Lily will call out from her guard to say to him, "Did you do it figuratively or metaphorically? Or
Oh,
literally?"
they didn't seem to have any interest in that.
Right.
But you all can refer to me as Deuces.
All right then. I wish you well on your travel, and hopefully we meet again in a favorable circumstance.
Yes, agreed.
And banishment.
Boop, gone.
And then at this point, I will need to cast or use where the
Sanguine Recall or whatever?
yes, Sanguine Recall.
All right. And how many people can you bring with you when you use
Word of recall, myself and 5,
yourself in 5. Ooh.
which is why one of us has to be in the bag.
Gotta banish 3 more people.
Yes. So getting half yours clerical rounded up, I should be fine there.
Brown
Yes.
starts looking concerned, and he'll call out, "We can't separate."
You can't.
Shakes his head no.
That's a problem then.
Well, get in the bag.
Brown nods and just goes over, waddling over to the bag. Phil looks over. I will need some help to get into your bag.
You think you can hold your breath for a minute?
I think if I die at that moment, my life would have been epically non-climactic.
Don't worry, you'll have 10 minutes of air,
Mm.
at least.
5
Yeah.
if I'm sharing. And you guys are going to have to help him into the bag.
Yeah, help him. into the bag.
Actually, your elven companion will come over. Let me get into the stupid bag. Oh, wait, no.
Right.
You have Patry with you as well, so yeah. He has to get
Yeah.
banished.
Yeah. And look to Buckler. It's been a pleasure working with you, Buckler. Hopefully we meet again.
If you ever find yourselves in my neck of the woods, be sure to reach out.
I will.
Well,
And-
like and subscribe.
Before you go, be aware that there are better masters to serve than the one you currently do.
He smiles and pats you on the shoulder. I'm glad we get to have a civil conversation. I doubt people get to have that with you very often.
No, it happens quite often, actually.
He just
Always
chuckles
glad
at you, and he'll reach to shake your hand.
No. I'll shake it back.
And then after the handshake's done, I'll reach out and touch Buckler and banish Buckler.
Alrighty. He's
And
out.
then that should leave us with myself, Miriam, Clover, Lily, Patry, Nathan.
Yep.
Bernie, Miriam, Clover, Lily, Patry, Nathan. That's 6.
Yep.
Right. Does anyone wish to get banished back or go in the bag?
I'll go in the bag if I have to. She'll get in the bag.
There's no more room in the bag. 2 statues and then 2 people.
There's no more room.
They banish me.
All right.
Well, I mean, we might be able to actually fit Clover into the regular bag, because this
Hey,
is the sack of holding.
They're not wide enough to fit normal people.
I'll
Yeah.
carry this here. I'll take the sack
Also-
with me, banish me, and then you guys go.
We'll
You
be
can, you
at
can banish me. I picked a transportation spell. I can meet you tomorrow.
Alrighty, Miriam. Be safe, and I hope you end up somewhere favorable.
If I end up being within the Lyceum, this is gonna be fun.
And I will banish Miriam.
All right.
Think of home.
As you get banished away, Miriam, you reappear inside of a reclused forest that has a beautiful stream nearby, a stump, and nobody else but the sounds of nature surrounding you. And instantly as you appear, 5 pieces of paper magically appear inside of your hand, burning in there. You've missed
Oh,
quite a
these
little
back-
bit. Yeah, that's the backlog.
Something gets
You
buried
guys
with
can
paper.
now officially message each other in Discord.
And
Yeah.
then after that, because it's wait a minute, and then I will cast Word of Recall on the rest of us, including Nathan, at 7th level, because that's the spot I have left.
Alrighty.
And I'll just get everyone together and it's let us head back to Misfires. And Misfires would be the word.
Yeah, because we're going to misfire.
Yep. because you set up a shrine there while you were there last.
Yep.
Then all of you feel this very warm, welcoming wind swirling around you all. And then when it settles, the world strips away from you. And you are standing in the very early hours of the morning on a beach with a beautiful shrine right next to you.
And then immediately afterwards, I am casting Mass Cure Wounds using Staff of Healing on everyone here.
Wait
After
till
we
they're
take
out of the
people out of
bag,
the
damn
bag.
it. I'm
Yep.
not here.
You start
you-
dragging people out of the bag as people
Yeah.
on the beach are walking by, just looking curiously.
Yeah, I will get Phil and Brown out of the bag and then Mass Cure Wounds.
All right.
By the way, Lily's first words upon coming back from the shadow plane was, "Oh my God, it's color! I've missed you."
You miss color often?
So I will target Nathan, Phil, Brown.
This spell has no effect
Clover.
on undead or constructs.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
after you cast that, they look slightly healthier. Phil still definitely seems like he just needs a lot of rest in order to get better. But everyone else looks significantly better as well.
Phil, Brown, welcome to Exandria.
Brown looks around curiously. Wow. 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 Wow.
Wow. All right. Miriam, or not Miriam's not here. Bernie, give me a hand with Phil and we'll head towards Miss Ayers. Because I assume we're just like right outside her house.
Yeah. As you're gathering people, you see that a younger couple who was running across the beach, early morning swimming, come trotting up to you and immediately get on the sides of people that need helping and go, "Hey, y'all need some help?"
That'd be most appreciated. Yeah. We
Yeah.
just got these ones out of a bad situation.
Right. Yeah, I saw you just did some magic bullshit and showed up. Yeah. Honey, mind getting the feet? Oh, sure. Well, I didn't think we'd be doing this on our honeymoon.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it. And
I
they go to
hope-
help you with the two individuals as you bring them into Diana's house. You set them up on the beds properly, and now you realize you left the doctor elsewhere on this plane.
I mean, Lily's somewhat of a doctor, a little bit. She's a nurse. She's basically the nurse to Miriam's
You know what?
doctor.
Nurses do 95% of the work, so that's fair. That's
And then I will use with my last 5th level slot, ascending to Miriam. We made it to Misfires. Everyone's all right.
All right.
Beca-
Perfect. I will see you all tomorrow. There's no circle close enough, and I need that spell slot.
You know what? Let's go for it and just give a small prayer to Mama Lucy. Let Miriam get here safely, please, and attempt to
you
Yeah,
already
what's it-
you already tried using your divine intervention today,
I have not.
didn't you?
No, I have not attempted that yet.
Oh, go for it. Roll
That might have been
D100.
before our level rest.
Yeah, maybe. No luck.
45?
That's too average. No luck.
Dang. Oh well.
As you get everybody inside, Clover, your father reaches out towards your hand and grabs it and gestures his head for you to lean closer. You're muted.
Save,
Oh, no, you're not.
save your energy. We'll talk when you're feeling better.
Pick a spot. Anywhere.
What?
Pick a place anywhere.
Grandpa's house.
can't go back to the Empire right now.
Where you met Mom?
He smiles. Let's take a long vacation, huh?
Yeah.
So.
Are they vamping out of here?
Huh? No. He's just starting to plan a vacation. Anywhere she wanted to go.
Anyway, she wants it. That's the way she needs it.
We're not doing that. That's her fucking father. Like, that's...
Oh, no, I meant, I was sorry. I was trying to
that
make a
song
reference to
is
the
about
song.
sex, dude. Like, that's,
is
like...
it?
Yeah!
Oh, wow.
Any way she wants it, that's the way she needs it. Like...
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't realize that till now.
It's the 80s. Everything was about fucking and drugs.
Fair.
Fair enough. Yeah. I like the
Well,
song, though. That's why I had to make
It's a
the
great
reference.
song.
Let's get everyone set up here properly, and I'll go to town and see if I can find someone who's a bit more, well, trained in healing and the like.
Perhaps the cleric at the Lawbearer Temple.
Sure.
You haven't
I'll
been back
see.
there since you got your promotion, Bernie.
No, I haven't. But before I go, I'll go over to Nathan,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll use lay on hands on him. And I'll put like 20 hit points in, and 5 of those goes towards just removing a disease. Or
Alright.
any diseases affecting him.
All right. As the flood of magic pulses over him, he smiles and begins reaching towards a chain around his neck. And when he pulls it out, you just see it is a ring of every prime deity's holy symbol around his chain.
Right, I guess there's something to be said for pragmatism.
He'll just mouth thank you.
I'm glad you're back with us, and even though your daughter and I have our disagreements, I'm glad we could save you.
He'll
Thank
nod.
you.
So,
I
Lily.
would- yeah, certainly.
Lily, you can perform medicine. Yes, that's why I was saying you do 95% of the work as the nurse. Go ahead, make your medicine check.
Yeah, and since she's now a robot, she can basically do it for the majority of the day and night.
Yep.
Can I assist Lily on it to begin with?
You could, or you could go with Bernie back.
She'd probably go with Bernie back, actually.
Yeah.
Question. On the where I am, is it nighttime yet?
Where you are, it is mid-afternoon.
All right.
So you're a few hours before dusk.
I just wanted to, before I sleep and get my spells back, I wanted to try to use the anchor and see if the ship's destroyed.
You'll have to do that when it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Before I go out of the building, I'll look at Nathan a bit more intensely for a moment and just telepathically tell him, I would have words with you in private. Your daughter is in dire need of some guidance, and I'm hoping you can fill that role now that you're back. But for now, just get your rest and we'll talk later, okay?
He'll nod, and then can he reply in your mind?
No.
Okay. Well, then he thinks very hard.
Come on, Bernie, let's go get some help.
Alrighty. So, you want to head back to the Temple of the Lawbearer. That couple who helped you bring the people inside, are you guys good? Do you need more help or anything?
Yes, we are good. We're going to go to the temple to get some more help.
Oh.
Right.
Thank you both, and please take this as a small gift for you to enjoy your honeymoon. And she'll give them a small pouch containing 10 plat.
Their eyes gleam when that happens. Oh, that is So that is just thank you is what she's trying to say. Thank you. All right, let's go. And he takes her hand and just
That-
like skips out.
that was the honeymoon couple, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like, there's your honeymoon gift. Bye.
yep.
Hmm.
She was half
Auntie-
tempted to go, oh, we couldn't accept that. He's like, yup, thanks, bye.
I guess we'll see how long that marriage lasts now then.
Jesus.
Auntie Fires is in Nicodranus, right?
That is
Yes.
correct. It is
Okay.
on the beach, which is just a quarter mile away from the pier itself, and only a few hundred feet away from the temple itself.
Right, so it's pretty close.
Correct.
Never thought we'd go to the Shadowfell.
No, me neither. Yes.
We're going to need to get Vasline to send people over there to deal with that portal.
Portal, the other people we rescued, and that
Yes.
Titan. But, well, on to another matter. When we go back to the temple now, I expect the head cleric there, she will probably have some questions.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Right.
I just plan on being truthful to the best that I can without risking everyone else.
Hey, you two said you're heading back to town, right? Lily says, coming out with a bucket of hot water and other things.
Yeah, just to get some extra supplies and yeah,
Yeah.
things we need to maybe get some healers to come over.
Okay, that'd be useful. These people are in some rough shape. Mainly bandages, though.
Of course.
Yep.
So,
We'll be
Anything-
back.
Yep.
so, as the two of you begin ascending up the stairs into this very large, beautiful temple that resides here in Nicodranus, you see a few of the members look over at you, Bernie. You remember them being there for the discussion of your punishment, as they tilt their head and take note of your lieutenant's battle axe that you were carrying with yourself.
Yep.
They all seem inquisitive in nature and giving you a good berth. As you are stepping up, one of the clerics comes over to you. Baron. Lieutenant Baron.
Right. And yet again, Paladin. Baron.
The cleric nods their head.
I have come to request some assistance with healing some people we were rescued from, well, from the Shadowfell.
I
And
assume this
my-
healing is beyond that of a paladin.
Well, we would like it if they were in the hands of someone who knows what they're doing. I know
That-
how to heal magically, but I am no healer in the mundane ways.
That and the fact we're quite exhausted from smiting several vampires.
Right.
Or, correction, Bernie smiting several vampires.
Very well.
Look, you did a good job.
Actually, just one.
Very well. We will gather up a few of our clergy. You do have to go speak to Muresan
Right.
with your sister.
Right. Just in case you forgot the name, or if it is another person, but the cleric, her should be Alice Her.
Alice Her is the head cleric of this
Right.
temple. Marison is the head cleric of this entire coast.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's fun.
So manager, regional manager.
Right. Sure.
So
Oh,
you now know Marison is here.
Right. Okay. Well, that is good. Well, can we speak with him, her? Right away?
Huh. I'd encourage you to do
Huh.
it now. Walk with me.
Right. Okay.
Walking with.
So, you go over towards the primary office, and she knocks on the door 3 times and opens it. As you look inside, and you see first the high cleric of this noble temple. The Asimar woman who stands there rotates her head looking at the two of you, and then directly across from her is a Shidarkai woman who looks fairly old in age, ears a bit more blunted than most other elven individuals. As she rotates over, and you see the very long, flowing, glowing golden armor that she wears as she looks over at you all.
I'll just nod respectfully.
Similar.
Baron, you are adorned with the symbols again. Would you like to explain that to me? And Marisan rotates in her chair to look over at the two of you.
When I returned to my order a few weeks back to deliver my report, I also reported on a development in which I had been in direct communion with our mistress, the lawbearer. And she has spoken to me twice now.
You've heard the word of the lawbearer. We have not had a paladin hear her words and teachings in over 60 years.
Right. I can't quite believe it myself, to be honest, but,
Right, of course. Marisan then rotates her head. Are you accusing somebody of our noble order of lying about hearing our mistress's words? No, of course not, High Cleric. Good. Now, what crime are you accused of? I seem to not be savvy to the accusations or the accusing nature of this engagement. You may speak to me, Baron. Baron?
well, Baron,
She'll nod.
this was a couple of months ago now, I believe. And, well, my sister here, whom I've come to know over the course of the last year or so, she half-sister. She came from a different background, and we have been traveling together with some of our other half-siblings for a while. She was once a dedicated follower of Zahir.
She raises her left eyebrow. Was is the word you used there. Is that accurate?
It is.
She'll stand from
She-
her chair and stroll over to you as you continue.
She forsook her god for the sake of me when Zahir asked her to kill me. And since then, we've been traveling together, and I've come to know her better. And although her initial change of heart may have been brought on by some external influence caused by a magical artifact, her true self is still sworn to that path, or at least not the path she was once on. She's no longer a follower of Zahir, and I have seen that she is capable of great good, great kindness, and she's a very resourceful individual whom I have come to respect.
You speak boldly and plainly. you use exaggerated words, or are all of them accurate?
I would say they are all accurate.
And she'll look over at you, Tolsha. Ex-follower of Zahir. Your name?
Elshamirek.
Do you think that you have redeemed yourself?
To a point, yes, but I'm still wanting to do more.
Only you know the atrocities you had to commit in the name of your previous lord. Would it be fair to execute you?
She takes a hard time thinking about this, especially considering that most of the sacrifices she made were people that were already dead and done in self-defense, other than selling some poisons. On the sole crime of being a worshiper of a betrayer, then that would be yes, but otherwise no. I don't and will never follow that bastard again.
Does he have a connection to you?
He's attempting to, but my new deity is stopping it. And I thank her every time.
Well then, there's only one call that needs to be made here. She will put her hands on your shoulders, and when she moves her hands away, you see this golden glow connecting herself to you.
Mm.
And she looks up towards the sky, and it becomes eerily silent. Bernie, you are the only other person in this room that can hear what is being spoken right now. Arathis, Our Lady, please respond to me. I need your guidance in these matters. Would slaying this woman bring more peace to the world? Then you hear the voice of Arathis as well. This woman still has blood unknown even to her on her hands. And blood will continue to be spilled. But her execution would not stop any of that from happening. Has she redeemed herself enough to live? No. But she deserves the opportunity to prove that she can. Has this paladin heard your voice before? He hears me even as I speak now.
I'll give a sort of like, yep.
She looks down from the heavens over towards you.
My lady.
She ends the spell that was being cast, and it has been eerily silent here, Tolsha.
She's accepted that whatever happens, happens. She's not gonna try to stop it.
Burren,
Yes.
regardless of my ruling or law, I assume you will be taking full responsibility for her actions, knowing what has been spoken here.
I will continue to do so, as I have said before. But I believe she's already on the right path.
Our Lady speaks to you. I have one last question for you, Bone. Why, after 60 years, are you the first paladin that has been able to hear her?
I don't know concretely why. I might have an inkling, and when we first, a few days ago, well, actually last night. Time is a little bit confusing right now. I heard her in my dreams when we were last rested in the Shadowfell, and she said that the intention of the law is more important than the specific words used to convey the law. And this is something I have been telling myself as well. I think, and I have seen many places where our order and indeed other followers of our goddess may be too concerned with the specific words used to convey a law rather than its purpose or its true intention, hanging up on technicalities and semantics rather than, well, what the true meaning of it is supposed to be. I don't know. I will not purport to claim to have any sort of insight into her mind, but I believe that it is. I believe she wants that to be remembered by her followers.
Are you saying that we have not been remembering that? As a clergy?
I am only saying what I just said. I have no other intentions.
Baron, you are not speaking to a superior right now. You are speaking to someone who wishes to understand what makes you different and what allows you to hear when others cannot.
Well, I don't rightly know. I think that might be one part of it. But I have also recently come to learn that there is something that relates to my family and I. We came into contact with an ancient Titan on our way to the Shadowfell, who apparently referred to some of us, me, Tal'Dorei, and our brother Mirian, as keepers. I have not been able to ascertain exactly what that means.
You see, she
But-
straightens her shoulders and her attention peaks up.
But it's something I will look into as soon as I can. I believe that my twin brother, Kurt, might also be associated somehow with this being some kind of a keeper, whatever it means. But I intend to check up on him now. I know he's in some sort of difficult situation. Though I don't know exactly what it is.
If I might also add, there is apparently, with our encounters with vampires in the Shadowfell, on our rescue attempt of several people, even they mentioned there's something different about our blood from when we were fighting them.
High Priest, call forth the Lawmaster. Send word. We need to go investigate this area that they were in. You will be personally attending to this matter. Of course, High Cleric.
Do be careful. There are zombies, or as Burn refers to them, floaters. Floaters?
The, hi-
That,
the High
that
Priest will call out, we do not need words of concern when it comes to these matters. And then the High Cleric, Marisan, raises her eyebrow. You would do well to listen to words of warning so that we do not lose anyone in our clergy.
we believe, due to
Yeah.
the nature of the portal of the Shadowfell there, that is the reason why the undead there cannot be permanently slain. They all rise again as the sun falls. The only safe time is when the sun is high in the sky. The portal is in a ravine that casts long shadows, where there is about a 2-hour window to get in there. In there is ruins of that led many of the arcane users there in an attempt to become liches, all of which failed, leaving them as cursed creatures with a giant eye that can see magic being wielded.
Let's point out something there. There is someone who has been using that place as a, some sort of base of operations, and apparently these people who came there seeking lichdom, or the knowledge to descend into lichdom, they were tricked by this person. We encountered an abominable creature, an atropal, which we managed to defeat, and I hope that was the end of it. And that was right before the entrance into the Shadowfell proper.
And
There are two ancient titans outside of the area, remnants of some battle that happened during the calamity, and one of them bears some kind of mark on its forehead, as of someone who was trying to resurrect it or reanimate it, but apparently was disturbed and prevented from doing so.
And there are some creatures in those caves, aside from the ones with the giant eye, that seem to have had the iconography of Vecna.
Indeed.
You see Marisan's eyes go from the innate darkened nature that all Shadarkai have into a very dark black as you say that. Very well.
The portal leads to an estate that is outside the control of the Raven Queen, where the vampire lord that we fought used to reside. Only his brother remains alive, as we rescued 6 prisoners from there. Three of which are still in critical condition. The other 3 have been returned to their respective realms.
And there are also some other people that we rescued. They were sent through the portal. That should be maybe 2 days ago here now, I think. They would also be in need of assistance.
High Priest. Yes. Gather up forces. Take a ship. You are sailing now. You leave within the hour. I will be calling forth the Holy Curator, and I will be reaching out to the Baron of the Third House. We will also need to get in contact with Lady Teresa. If these matters pertain that closely to the Shadowfell, we need to make sure that we have a strong connection to the Queen of Ravens with all of these matters as well. You will be working alongside her and, of course, the entirety of her flock. Yes, of course.
I'll hand over the map I have that have the notes on what we saw when we were traversing over that land, of any observations made so that they can better traverse the path we took. This map has notes I made along the way.
Thank you. It is very good that you are so diligent in your work. You are along the path of redeeming yourself of your crimes.
Thank you.
There is one other matter which should be reported. After we defeated the Atropol, we discovered what can only be referred to as some kind of phylactery that our brother Miriam was able to destroy.
What? Both of them say in unison.
Yes, it appears
Just right under the bus.
The Atropol appeared to have been guarding it, and when I used legend lore, I will recount that whole legend lore of what I saw of the Lich casting it, seeming how they had some kind of ancient Zemnian accent, the person coming in with artifacts, as well as the champion of the one god with the what's the one with the shield? I'm blanking on it. Of the Platinum Dragon coming in.
One, this one, I think.
The crystal one coming in to stop it and prevented, and what caused the Atropol to form instead of a god. We don't know what lich it is, but we have our theories.
I believe it is the one.
We will discuss that when Lady Teresa arrives. Baron.
Okay. Aside from that, I don't believe. Oh yes, there is one thing. Tulsa, the amulet.
Yes, this was on the Lord of the Estate that allowed him to reverse time, from what the stories say. Then she'll pull it out of the bag. We intended to get it identified by our brother, but it's concerning that such a powerful artifact like that was in the hands of a creature that was that baleful.
May I? Marisol
Yes.
will reach out her hand.
Before you do, when Tulsa picked it up, I did notice something happened. Some very subtle change of some kind. We don't know exactly what yet, but we do know that coming into contact with these things has the potential of changing someone.
If it's what we think it is, then when used, yes. And since I said I was going to be truthful here, and we have a theory that this might be a singularity.
Marisol retracts her hand when you say that. And you see the high priest looks over, confused, not recognizing that word. Right. Only one of the high curator's position, or the archpriests, should be handling something such as that. As dangerous as it may be to keep in the hand of a civilian, I think, given the fact that you have been capable of handling it thus far, it should remain on your person. However, she takes off a band on her pinky finger and hands it over to you, Tulsa, which fits comfortably over your thumb. It's now you realize that though she looks gaudy with her dress wear that she has for her position and status, she is remarkably fit.
Mhm.
Definitely battle hardened. Her position has not softened her at all. You will wear that at all times. It will allow me to know any fluctuations within your emotions.
Very well. And she'll put it on. The
S-
one thing that is mildly concerning that I've been trying to figure out is across our travels, I can count at least 5 singularities we ran into. One of them is safe in the hands of Zazat Kittrell. One is in unknown hands. And we know one is in the hands of the Archmage of Diplomacy inside the Empire.
High Priest, what? Can you tell me what they are discussing? No, I cannot. This is something that only very, very few individuals have any knowledges about. For a reason.
Yes.
And we do have one other with us. Not right here now, but we do have another in our possession.
Yes, it was inside the temple to my new deity, Mama Vusi, one of love. It appears, from what I've been able to discern, also deal with some not time, but aging. And it's confusing what I saw when I did a legend on that. Very confusing.
As a final addendum to my report, I should also add that we encountered and rescued a person of half elvish heritage who apparently came from a world known as what was it again? ZODIAC. And he was apparently sworn to
The other person was from not Zodiac, Commorder.
Commorder.
Yes.
Right. Commorder. And he belonged to he openly said that he was a follower of Asmodeus.
Apparently, there's a church of them over there.
That seems to be the least of all of our issues at this moment in time.
Right.
Though Asmodeus is not publicly worshipped for clear reasons here, we cannot assume that it is not reasonable within their own right, and as a lawful entity, at least we can deal with that later.
Right. That's what I figured as well. We
Good
worked with him
instinct.
for a little bit.
So, let us head back, meet up with your companions.
Yes, we are currently over at Miss Diana Fire's residence.
I'll
Where-
be accompanying you.
Yes.
Head priest, you haven't began moving. I believe you have 52 minutes remaining. And immediately the head priest runs out of the office.
There's just a small grin on her face.
And it's at this point, guys, we're going to go ahead and go on break. Whew! Be right back.
All right.
Wow, what
Hello, everybody. We're back. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you're interested in any of our open slots, reach out to me and let me know, or join our Patreon, which is listed down in the description below. Alrighty, guys. Clover, your father keeps falling in and out of consciousness as he lays there in the bed. You know that no matter what you try doing, you just have to let him rest. That's going to be the only way to restore him without very powerful magics. Lily, you're tending to Phil, who seems incredibly inquisitive about your nature in particular. So, you are not just an automaton, are you?
Not quite. It's a bit of a long, complicated story.
You possess a soul.
Yeah, that's about right.
Are you an artificial soul?
Oh no, this is all Lily.
That I can't. Okay.
Yeah, let's put it this way. I died. I was pretty good at making automatons in my life, and due to some countermeasures and amongst other things, my soul now inhabits one of my creations, as you see him.
So you're a sorceress.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Because I'm gonna roll bluff for that.
Yeah,
'cause
he's not
that's-
even trying to insight you. He's just learning. 15. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
With disadvantage to his ability checks and the lack of caring. So, there are more sorceresses around. On your world, are you common?
I mean, I'm sure there are somewhere in the world.
Except the other room.
Oh, yeah, no, Lily's tracking that, but the way he kind of said that is kind of sus.
That is
Clover's a cleric, right?
Yeah, sure.
Clover's definitely a cleric.
The Clover has only said she's a cleric.
No,
But
Clover's just
actually,
incredibly lucky.
she said to John that she knew she wasn't a cleric. How many people did she actually show she wasn't a cleric?
I have no idea. I can't stop keeping track.
Everyone not in the party. Oh no, everyone in the party I think knows you're not a cleric.
She'll keep saying she is.
Oh yeah, no, you will.
You don't act like any form of cleric, let's be honest.
Yeah, she
She'll
does.
praise,
She's
like she-
independently correct no matter what anybody else says.
Yeah, and she
She's
has her own
actively
cult.
tried to make herself a god. That goes against like half a cleric tenants.
She didn't want to make herself a god. In fact, like that avatar thing, she said she wouldn't be herself. Like, there's a difference between getting possessed and becoming a god.
Yeah, no, it's not that she wanted it; it's that her cult wanted it. There's a difference.
Well, it's remarkable. Where I come from, sorcerers and sorceresses are rejected very commonly. Some of us are even persecuted depending on where we gain our innate born magics from.
Well, that just sounds discriminatory.
There's some bad blood between old sorcerers. I mean, they nearly took over our entire realm. Everyone in our realm is educated in the arcane arts, of course. As I'm sure, by the looks of it, many of you all as well. I mean, your other Goliath, he seemed exceptionally knowledgeable, and you seem knowledgeable, despite the fact that you have other capabilities. But
Yeah,
when you can't understand the magic and it doesn't apply to the laws of magic as you are taught and learned, it led to a sorcery uprising where all of them had to be, well, executed as they were trying to overthrow Arcanum.
Well, man, that's I'm sorry.
That is ancient history.
I mean, I could tell you some of what I know of our history. And Lily will just kind of give some basic information that she probably learned from the Lyceum on the history of Exandria.
Yeah, and he will eat it all up. You also have the Kinku who's sitting there very happily and like showing different facial expressions to everything you're saying, but other than that, completely silent.
Please tell me Anti-Fire gave that poor hairless bird a blanket.
He took a blanket, but yeah. He just picked up the shawl over the couch, and now he's wearing that. So, you all are a very unique realm. And you have an ocean. That is wonderful. I've never seen an ocean before. As soon as I'm well enough, I would like to stroll by it, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, if you're going to do that, this is the place to do it. This is one of the nice, like, vacation coastal cities.
Really?
So, yeah, you should take some time to, rest a bit.
I will. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Lily, was it?
Yeah. By the way, also, if tomorrow, after we get some rest, I know there's a store downtown that they mainly sell for Aarakocras, I think they're called. That can probably help for something about your friend there and his condition. Gestures to the hairless or featherless Kenku.
The Kenku looks offended.
Oh, don't give me that.
Brown, calm down. You're not naturally naked anyways. Then he shrugs. Yes, apparently they thought it was amusing that a Kinku had golden feathers.
I mean, that's certainly unique as far as I know.
The Kinku just shrugs.
Lily shrugs back.
Around this point, you hear the front door opens up, and Bernie walks back in with Tolsha in tow, and then a new third person following behind. On the journey over here, Bernie, the high priest, the high cleric, she's not a priest, she is of the title of cleric, had sent out a couple of sendings, and you all arrive. As she looks over around this room, she seems a little taken aback and then wanders over towards the bed. Hello, you are... my name is Phil. Phil. That is a shortened name? No, it's just Phil. Brown! The Kinku raises his hand. Brown. Are these the individuals that need tending to?
Well, they as well, but there is one that is in a slightly worse condition. Somewhat at least, maybe.
Yes, please tend to the one in the other room over myself. I feel as I could probably live another day or so without dying.
I mean, that's probably also part of the painkillers I gave you, but yeah.
Remarkably, I don't feel a thing from my neck down right now.
Jesus.
Hey,
Yeah.
good painkiller.
Rib that's poking out.
Lily double checks. Did I give him the right amount?
No, I mean, for Goliath on your world, just.
So, Phil, you don't have a last name or something like Osophical?
That was a pun.
Well, yes, it was, but it was also an actual question.
I do not have a surname, no. I am simply Phil.
Well, I'm sure we can fill it with something. I'm sorry.
That was another pun.
Yeah, you see,
Brown is clapping in the other side of the room, just enjoying the hell out of this.
I'll just give it a slight pause.
Where you're from, did they punish people for puns?
No,
Hey, you just made one yourself.
very few people just enjoyed them. Brown
Okay.
is easily entertained, and Brown
Uh,
flips him off with a featherless digit.
yes, over here in this room is the one that needs the most attention.
Thank you.
Um,
And she'll walk with you over there.
I'll
Clover,
knock
you
on-
hear the entire engagement. All of the walls are paper thin.
Yeah. I'll knock on the door to be polite before opening it.
Man.
Yeah, and here is the initial person we went to rescue.
Nathan Gale.
Yes.
And she wanders over towards the bed. You are believed to be dead.
He's very much alive. He was just left to abandoned by the Empire on that mission that he was given. We didn't even realize where he was until, well, we attempted to find him with a gate spell.
Remarkable. She reaches down to her side and pulls out a pouch that was strapped to her right thigh, and then pulls out a small bag full of diamond dust and begins dropping it over top of his body and pressing her hand against his forehead. And immediately there's this surge of divine golden energy that comes through, and Nathan can finally actually use his entire head. Marasan, it's been far too long. Thank you. You've met my daughter.
I don't actually believe we met, but I'm Natalie.
We have met. You were but only a infant, though, when that happened. Good to see that you have grown.
Smiles.
Yes. We made a promise to help Natalie save her father and took us to odd places. Very odd. But we got Nathan as well as others out of there.
Good. You are a very necessary asset to Exandria as a whole, and I'm glad that you are safe and well taken care of. Yeah, an asset. Thanks. That's the warmth I was hoping for on my return. Excuse me. I apologize for being so crass, but you are a unique individual with your capabilities. I am authentically happy that you are fine. Of course, thanks. So, you remember how I did that? Yes, I remember. Yeah. I'd like to call in my favor. Very well, of course. What is it that you desire? I'm gonna need to have me and my, daughter transported over to Tal'Dorei. As soon as you're better, I'd be more than happy to send you there myself. Good.
You met Tal'Dorei.
Not exactly. That's just how we'll get there. You're taking her to the place where you met her mother. Yeah. I will not pry any further. A deal is a deal. I owe you a favor. I will honor that. See, Natalie, it's always good to treat people well and then cash it in the future.
This explains so much.
It does, doesn't it?
It really does.
Has she been doing that for all of you? Ah, good. Chip off the old block.
I bought a house in Lexington.
Need some refresher.
I bought a house in Lexington that helps out the poor.
Good. But I don't think we're heading back to the Empire anytime soon. In fact, I would like for nobody outside of this building to know that I'm back. At least for a while.
Dad, Grandma's losing her memories.
We'll find a way to deal with that.
And not to put a dampener on anything here, but Natalie, you are also being targeted by these Volstruckers.
Wait. No, they... Shit. Have you been showing signs of weird abilities?
There's also the truancy officers.
Yeah,
I'm
whatever
more worried
about
about the
them.
truth. Actually, I'm much more worried about them, but
I would never worry about the truancy officers. The Volstruckers, however, no, you can't. Natalie, I'm so sorry. You cannot join the Volstruckers, no matter what happens. You can't.
I wasn't planning on it.
Good.
And you're going to tell that to your friend too, right? The one who was actively wanting to become one?
Lauren,
Right, that was...
Wait, Lauren?
they picked her up for the program.
No. I'll see if I can't call in a favor or two and get her out of that, but I can't go back to the Empire for a little while. We'll find a way to get your grandparents to come out, and all of us will be transported away. I can manage 4 individuals, no problem. Possibly 5. Of course. I can do 5. Good.
You also need to take care of her pet devil and angel. I mean, unicorn.
Wait,
What?
Why do you have a... What?
Well, there's a lot of reasons, but I wanted people to help me, and they're my best helpers. We found a book in the Empire that had a lot of names of devils in it, and I ended up taking it. I used it to summon Ekra, or E as I call her, and I also managed to summon the Celestial for the god I've been worshipping. They've been helpful and very informative, actually. It told me a lot of things that I don't think I would have ever learned in school.
Oh,
And-
well, I mean, so long as you have happy helpers, that shouldn't be a big issue.
Ekra is difficult sometimes, but
Difficult as in you difficult, or...
As in, she enslaved both of them.
You did the magic circle trick, didn't you?
yes, but that doesn't mean enslavement. If something's, I don't know, I feel like I give them a lot more rules that they can follow than the house. Plus, as I said earlier, if she didn't want to be here, she wouldn't have made a deal to come back. So,
She wasn't really given many options.
she could have just not made a deal and never came back. That is an option.
Right. Well, like I told you, it would be best if he could figure out a way to relinquish your hold over her without her wanting to actively seek you out and destroy you any opportunity she gets.
Has she seemed to want to do that?
Yes.
At first, but it's been changing.
She's a devil.
Well,
You know they are capable of manipulation.
Also, not capable of lying.
That is true, but I didn't say lying. I said manipulation.
It doesn't make sense to want to come back if you want to kill me. Being bound to me does not help her in any way to kill me. In fact, it is the biggest thing stopping her from doing it.
Why is she bound to you?
It's how the spell works. It
Yes, but did you know this individual? Did you ask them if they were willing to help you?
I brought up the subject, and they weren't willing at first, but now it seems like she wanted to.
So you're giving them Stockholm Syndrome.
I feel like every devil probably has Stockholm Syndrome.
Well, you were given the choice of summoning 2 of them, right? I advised you against picking the one you chose, whereas the other one would have been a lesser evil. But you chose the one that's an actual torturer.
Oh
Name is for
no!
the speaker.
You chose a torturer?
I didn't choose a torturer. You don't get the name speaker by being a torturer or the title. Well, I chose her because I asked my god which one I should choose. When I flipped my coin, it chose her.
Oh God!
Yeah,
Wait, the
no,
luck
yeah.
thing? You're still on that luck thing.
Actually, he never knew about that.
Okay.
She joined up after the fact. Yeah.
So you're telling me that you made an entire greater being enslaved to you because a coin flip told you to?
It was that or the other one. They would have been enslaved, I
Or
guess. regardless.
neither? There's more answers in life than yes or no, Natalie.
Yeah. Look, I had to do a lot of things I'm not happy about to find you.
Why did you have to... Oh, you did this for me.
Partly, yes. I started to give up hope and think you weren't gonna come around. You weren't coming around. And the religion that I follow wanted an avatar. And I was willing to give up myself to...
Excuse me. I'm sorry. High priest here, or high cleric here. Did you say you are trying to become an avatar to some unofficial god?
Yes.
Oh
Is that a
boy.
problem?
Yes, it is. All of the known gods are known for a reason. Which one is this one?
Luck.
The god of luck.
Yes.
Who is... I've never heard of a god of luck.
I hadn't either until 3 years ago.
And how did you hear about this?
They were going city to city in the Empire. They were traveling gypsies. I happened to look like, believe it or not, like a child form of their deity. And I jumped on the bandwagon with them. It's what got me out of school and got me to head down here, actually. I separated ways with them when I made it down to Nicodranus and headed up north because my uncle was trying to track me and stop me from finding my father.
So you've been worshipping some type of idol that happened to look like you, that you know
Yeah.
absolutely nothing about.
I know a lot about it, but I didn't believe it at all, in fact. I used it as something that would get me farther. And then, fast forward 2.5 years, I'm on a boat with a bunch of circus people, and it's being attacked. And I don't know what to do. I'm in the lower decks, and people are getting hurt, and I start praying. And a being manifests itself in front of me. Not once did I ever believe that that deity or religion was real until that happened. And then I realized I may have some sort of greater purpose than what I was after.
And why do you wish to become its idol?
Because I want to help make things better.
Do you not believe yourself capable of helping without being the avatar to some unknown entity? Let's refer to it as, not deity.
No.
Really?
If I stayed in the Empire, I would have been a weapon If I stay with this group, I'd be a weapon. Not a weapon. I don't want to be a weapon.
And you won't have to be, Natalie, I promise. That's not going to happen to you. But you can't just decide to be an Avatar.
I didn't. They told me I was going to be. And I accepted it. Because at the time I didn't believe it was real, and I thought I wasn't going anywhere with them. They're not bad people. They want what I want. They want to help people. They have a homeless shelter where they help people.
They might... Nathan, may I? You would be a bit more of an expert on these topics than I would, admittedly. Yes. Sometimes things lie to get what they want, Natalie. Have you ever done that?
Yes.
Greater beings, or higher beings, or otherworldly beings, whichever you prefer to refer to them as, all have the same instinct as well, if it matches what they are comfortable with.
And does it bother you that only Celestials can lie? That's odd, right? Especially for churches.
It is...
That the ones that people actually worship are the ones that don't have to tell the truth.
What I'm trying to warn you about is... just because something says it is a god, or implies it is a god, does not mean it is a god.
I think that's the point of faith, ma'am.
It's... But why would a god ask a child to be its avatar? On
Why
a
would it
realm
ask
that all of the gods, the good gods, have decided that the gods should not have that much power here. On a realm where they can't have that much power here.
I don't know.
Also, if I may offer one piece of, well, a point of view here. I did not see any of these divine abilities or this entity of yours come in to help you save your father. We did, my siblings and I. We were the ones who put our lives on the line along with you to rescue him. We were the ones who aided you with the help of our actual gods, the Lawbearer and Mama Vusi. I
Yeah.
believe it is.
Yes.
If
You are
believe that was
capable
not
of
on our
doing.
side. Go ahead.
You are capable of achieving things without having to resort to, as she says, unknown entities for assistance. It sounds more like some sort of warlock patron of some kind that is trying to ensnare you.
Do I seem like I owe something a favor?
Yes. You just said that you are expected to become its avatar.
The people expect me to do that. It's never asked me to.
Has it ever communed with you of what it wishes? What it wants? What its purpose is?
Through Hop, yes.
What is
That's
this
the
hop?
unicorn. The
Okay.
unicorn.
I would like to speak to this unicorn directly.
That's a bit hard at the moment, as both Hop and Ekra have been turned to stone by a certain someone just staring directly at Clover.
You can pay to get them fixed. That's what I planned on doing with the other statues, selling it to a museum.
Fine, give me the gold.
I don't have it. I'd have to sell something.
Produce the statue.
Pulls out a little rabbit with a horn. You're gonna want to make a magic circle, or he's gonna go poof.
Do you not know what a jackalope is?
That has 2 horns, doesn't it?
No, not always.
You might as well produce Ekra while you're at it.
I have no need to speak to a devil.
I'm here now after all that. I'm tired of yelling from the other rooms.
Welcome. Hello.
Yep.
So you pull out the statue, and she will cast Greater Restoration to remove the statuous form of the individual.
I don't think that works.
Greater Restoration is what removes petrification.
Click on the spell so we see the.
Yeah,
list,
I'm gonna
please.
put it in chat, but I think it might. It's like anything. It's almost a wish. Like I'm almost positive. It's over if you maintain the creature's turn stone until the effect is removed.
Until the effect is removed. This would be an ailing effect, so yeah, Greater Restoration should work.
Okay, yeah. For some reason, I thought it had like the wish thing on it, but I guess it doesn't.
So she will waste even more of her diamond dust for this during a time of war. And boop! You have a tiny little jackalope in front of you.
I don't know how long he's gonna remain here, seeing as time went differently, and we had like 4 days last time. Does he just poof away?
No.
'Cause he's not in a circle.
Nope. Hello. May I ask, to which of the divine entities were you born of? Ekra looks at you, Clover, for confirmation, since you told it it's not allowed to speak.
Hop? Oh, you mean Hop?
Oh,
It's Hop.
yes, yeah.
You can speak to her, Hop. Please be honest. No lying.
Yeah, I would never lie. Yes, I am of the creation and service of Melora. Wonderful. That is good. Very good. Lily, on a dirty 30? Yeah, it's not lying. Y'all are so paranoid about it lying and shit. Jesus.
We have reason. I'm not here.
It is
why-
capable, therefore it will.
Yeah, why should we trust this unicorn turned into a horned rabbit?
I can't answer that question.
I just want to say that out loud.
Can you spell Melora, please?
Sure. Nope, that is very far off. That's malaria. Yes, I'm born of disease and famine.
Just opens his mouth and like insect plague.
Now I can destroy all the mortals. Thank you.
Jesus.
Anyways.
Wait, is he actually bound by me right now? I don't think he is.
No. But that doesn't make him not answer questions.
No, I mean like he didn't have to ask for permission.
Oh, true. Would you describe your position as it pertains towards Natalie here as enslavement? Oh, I mean, I'm more than happy to help anywhere that I can. That's not what I asked. The way she went about getting me to help was a bit more forceful than I wanted.
I don't see how this line of questioning has to do with the god that Hop is under.
I'm getting there. Have you been advising her? Oh, yes. I've been doing my best as she's requested. That is good. What do you think of this deity that she worships? I don't know anything about it at all.
Why did it pick you?
What?
When Tulsha summoned you, was supposed to summon, anyways, something under my deity. Or send a representative of it.
I don't know. I was asked by magic to show up, and I figured I could help.
I'll look over at Tulsha a little confused.
Has your lady, Melora, told you anything about a god of luck? God of luck? There's the Changebringer, but that's not really luck, I say. It's more fortune. Right. So you know absolutely nothing about this god that she has been worshipping. Not any more than what you can logically piece together. And as for the devil that she has captured. Oh, yes. Do you think that they are helpful as an advisor? I believe they give a very unique perspective. That does not answer my question at all. I believe they do exactly as they intend to do. So no. Yeah, probably not.
That's funny that Hop's saying that, because Ekra's the one that's given me more insight on everyone than anybody I've ever met. For instance, Hop wouldn't be able to didn't want to tell people what they're born from, looking at the rest of the people here. Whereas Ekra was the one that even brought that up. So when it comes to learning information, Ekra's been more than helpful, probably the most helpful out of anyone I've met, because she shares it freely.
What do you mean by that?
Freely is how you describe that, or by force.
She's not attacking people when you tell some information should be shared.
Does she have a choice in what she tells you, or do you command her to do so?
First, I commanded her, but that information she gave me freely. Depends on what it is, but she has more often than not given it freely unless I forced her to answer something.
And has any of the information caused turmoil between you and your traveling companions, or your own philosophical point of views, or has it sullied your opinion of others in any way, capacity, or form?
That's a loaded question.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is, because all information changes your opinion on things.
Um,
By acting like it doesn't, you don't have an opinion. You literally are just going to accept whatever. No matter what somebody says, if from your way of questioning this, no matter how I answer something, you will keep the same point of view. That's not changing your opinion. That's not even changing based on new information.
Natalie,
What Ekra provided was new information.
you realize that as true as that it might be for some perspectives in this case with her, the exact same as with you. You said that, rewinding back a little bit here, how like none of us provided any help for you whatsoever, just Ekra was the most helpful out of anyone. Well, we've all been, open for stuff, but you've always stuck with your guns, which is fine, but also it's just you never accept any advice from us, or at least take it to heart from the sounds of it. So I need to go punch a tree or something, because that's just sort of that hurts.
Right.
And
That is the exact thing I was going to get at. You said you valued my and Tulsha's insight when you asked for our help in summoning them. I advised you against doing it. And Tulsha did as well.
Tulsha advised me to do it. In fact, she helped me do it.
The point I am attempting to make here, in my line of questioning, is that we know that devils say things in order to get reactions out of people. Her title is that of speaker, as you say. To devils, speaking is a form of manipulation and dealing. It is a skill, it is an art form. It is something they are exceptional at. My line of questioning was not to try to push you in any particular direction, but to hopefully open your eyes to potential manipulation. Let us make it a little more simple. Has any of the information Ekra willingly gave you made your experience with your traveling companions more difficult?
Some of it, but that's how information, as I stated
And
earlier.
do you
that's how
believe
things
that
work.
a creature could have done that intentionally?
Yes, I know she's done it intentionally, but what I'm saying is that's going. If you don't like devils like Bernie, no matter what Ekra says is bad.
I do not trust any entity that I have not had a conversation with personally. But my bias does not reign over entire species. If it did, I would be the last in this room as a Shadarkai to be accepted among many individuals.
Then I'm glad that we see that the same way.
What did you mean earlier, Clover?
If I didn't have Ekra here, she wouldn't have told me that you guys are reincarnated souls.
Excuse me, what?
You, Bernie, Miriam, and I'm guessing Kurt, though I've never met him, or the other one you guys mentioned, Gail, I think her name was.
Shale.
Shale. You're all reincarnated souls. And I only learned that because of Ekra, not Hop here. And I don't think that was used to manipulate or throw us into chaos.
I am going to have so many words to our father about this. I don't know how to process that.
Me neither.
Natalie, I would like to speak to you as an equal here. Not an adult to a child, not a high cleric to a potential avatar. Do you accept?
Yes.
Thank you. I think you should be a lot more analytical of what it is that you are being asked to do and for whom you are doing it for. It is purely stupid to accept words from specific creatures and then reject them from others. Naive, even. What is your opinion on that?
I agree. I also believe that where before I continue on that, where are you trying to go with this? Like,
I'm trying to have a conversation with you. I'm not trying to get anything except your mind working independent.
I agree.
And I don't want you to treat me differently. Speak plainly.
I am speaking plainly. I agree to a certain extent. And it's not that, which I feel bad for Lily, but it's not that I don't take your looks at everybody else, your advice to heart. I look at the people it's coming from, which sounds weird taking advice from a devil. But when you see people's goals and you know how they are, you know how they're always going to answer something. That was one of the reasons that I chose Hop and Ekra, because there were two extremes. So the middle ground would usually be pretty open, pretty easy to interpret.
Fair.
But yeah,
Admittedly, very fair.
I do agree that it's great to take other people's things, other people's insights into consideration. But then the problem with taking from people versus Hop and Ekra was people have biases or people have agendas.
As do you.
I do.
And
But
it
my
seems to
agenda
me
was-
like you have always accepted the advice that is already in line with what you want.
Do you think I want to be an avatar?
It
From what
seems
I've
to me
heard,
like
yes.
You do.
No. Not at all.
Then simply do not.
Exactly.
Sometimes when you have the responsibility, when you have the ability, then you have the responsibility. That's something I did learn on my travels.
And there is also the fact that you need to take responsibility for your own actions and take accountability. And you told me that you have been using your ability, your magical ability, to blind people and steal from them.
Yes.
Is that
was-
something that is...
I was also a 14-year-old on my own in a city
Sure.
I've never been to. That's dismissive comment at that point. If you don't take into the situation into accountability, then there's no point of saying, well, you did this.
Well, what I'm saying is that at some point you need to look back on the things you do and not make excuses for them, but actually own up to them.
I
Take
did.
accountability for them. And every time I have tried to confront you about things and make you look at things from a hard perspective, you have been either dismissive, avoiding, or outright making excuses.
What do you want
That
me
is
to
every
do?
time.
What do you want me to do? Go back and purge a city?
No.
And
I just want you to take a step back, pause what you're doing, and think properly about it. Consider that you may not be fully matured yet, that you may not have the wisdom that you will have, that there might be someone actively trying to manipulate you, like Ekra, like whatever entity that is that you've been in contact with. You need to take some time now. You have your father back. Spend time with him. Appreciate that. And once you have done so, you can take another guess at whatever it is that is happening. But there is some wisdom in actually listening to your elders.
I have a suggestion. If I may, Natalie.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah. Sorry, she's quiet. Yeah, sorry.
I want you, over the next however long it takes your father to fully recover, to be with nothing but yourself and him. Clear your mind. If you are being manipulated, if you are being forced or guiled by anybody at all, taking the time to just recover and think upon it should make that very clear to you. Could you do that?
Yes,
Do you promise me?
I promise.
Then I will not arrest you for your crimes you've committed. She gives you a smile. And Baron, of course. If, for whatever reason, we find out that she is being manipulated by a higher entity in order to commit atrocities, we will have to deal with that entity as a church.
Of course.
Ekra made it clear it was a celestial.
Not all celestials are good. She looks over at Tolsha.
I know.
That's yes.
But,
And I'll help any way I can as well.
however, I think this is the most that we could possibly ask for. Tomorrow, I will be sending yourself and your father away. would you be comfortable not keeping these two advisors within your reach during that time until he recovers, so that you cannot be guiled or swayed by anything?
You can send them both back. I just don't want them to stay in stone, and I'm not killing them.
They will not remain in stone. And admittedly, I did not prepare any type of banishing magic, so I cannot send them back organically, unfortunately.
I can do it.
That is very good. Also, if you do not mind, I could do it as well. You hear from around the corner, and an elderly, very old woman steps out with a shawl over her face. I believe a couple of you recognize Lady Teresa.
Yeah.
This is becoming quite the gathering here.
There's much information that needs to be conveyed to me post-haste. I'll be more than happy to banish anything away that you need. Lady Teresa, thank you so very much. Marisan gives her a very deep bow. Formalities are not needed in times of press and war. She looks at you, Clover, and just seems to look you up and down and analyze you very closely.
Clover's burning sorcery points and spell slots. I have just enough to banish both of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Hop. Bye, buddy. And she's not gonna even move her hands in Hop. I'm gonna use the spell, Good and Evil.
What?
She's just using the spell Good and Evil.
Oh, yeah. Boop, it goes away. And then when greaterly not destroyed, greaterly restored, Ekra, who looks around the room, oh, it smells like pompous in here.
Yeah. Well, time to go home, Ekra. And I'm surprised you're not attacking me. I'm gonna use the spell Good and Evil.
Good question. And she starts going to swipe and boop, gone.
Both of those are subtle spelled, but now she's completely out of everything.
It's my
We
turn.
could finally kill her.
Yeah.
She has one.
She's
luck
vulnerable.
point
Get
left.
her.
Well, Bernie's already saved her life like an hour ago or something in the Shadowfell, so yeah.
Oh no, I didn't take my attack of opportunity. I was saving it.
Saving it for later.
He did literally take a death blow for her.
Yeah.
She would have went down.
And no appreciation at all.
she does appreciate. She does appreciate that.
You just
Like,
don't
Sure is
vocalize
not a
it,
way of
man.
showing
He
it.
hasn't shown it.
You'd be a horrible spouse. You're like you don't show any forms of appreciation for anything you get. Like, oh my god, I had an ex like that. Keyword X. I know.
I mean,
Natalie,
the proper way to
she's not
say
like-
that is like is a toxic spouse.
Toxic. Yes.
Nat-
Just
out
Natalie,
of
though.
character. Natalie's not like the showy type, like at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just only to her otherworldly creatures.
She was excited to meet them. I will say that. That's the first time I played her where I was like, oh, she's actively excited. But like, she wasn't even showy to them. She just told them stuff. She's like clicky, I guess. Like she'll talk to people, but like she's not like emotionally like showing people. In fact, I even put like the second Lily left the room, she started crying. Like she doesn't show herself to people.
Very Zemnian of you. So
Yeah, very
Lady
Zemnian.
Teresa will stroll into the room. So, by the looks of it, we have a very dire situation that I'm going to be debriefed on over dinner with all of you. Where is Miriam?
He had to. We had to banish him from the Shadowfell, so he's somewhere in Exandria right now, and he told us he will be teleporting here tomorrow.
Then we will have our conversation when all of you are here tomorrow morning. She will wave her fingers in the air and do ascending. Mirian, it has been so long since you've gotten to just sit down, even if it's in the woods, and just focus on your work. No distractions, no people.
I brought my skeletons back. They can, whether or not they speak Hungral, you'll tell me later.
It's
Lily's
great,
not messing with
man.
you.
It is great. This is a mini vacation, and then it gets interrupted by Miriam. This is Teresa of the Church of the Queen of Ravens. We are expecting you here at Diana Fire's first thing in the morning.
Giant.
I understand that. And you, but do you respond?
My apologies. Yes, I will be there in the morning.
He will be here in the morning. In the meantime,
She understands giant. Damn it.
no, she doesn't. I was just joking. Just
first
stupid
10 words are just-
motherfucker. Just
The first words are all giant, and then yes, I'll be there in the morning.
But at least you get 1 day of rest, Miriam.
Yeah.
Away from everyone.
He's back. That's all I can do.
Yeah. The only way this could be better is if you had a library. Anyways. I believe I'm familiar with most of you in this room.
Yes.
Good.
I'm trying to think out of character who hasn't met Teresa.
Natalie?
Natalie hasn't.
Yeah.
When did we meet her in this
I don't-
campaign? I'm trying to remember.
Nicodranis. She was at Tiffany's funeral home.
Yeah.
Natalie was the only one who didn't go.
She was? Wow, my brain completely crossed over that.
Yeah.
She appeared for a few moments when she was summoned back and you guys were leaving. So it was one
Ah.
of those, you only saw each other for a few moments. But
And I
for
know-
an archpriest, that's enough for her to just analyze you.
Yeah. Yes, I believe we passed by each other at Tiffany's funeral home when we were laying one of our companions to rest.
Marison will speak up. All of you, this is the high priest to the court of the Queen of Ravens in Vasselheim, Lady Teresa. The archpriestess herself.
Respectful nod there.
It's an honor to meet you.
Excuse me if I don't get out of bed to bow. It is perfectly fine. You look familiar. Why? Nathan Gale, world's greatest archaeologist? No, I've never heard of you.
Right to the ego.
She's got to whisper. At least she.
Well, we did just rescue him from the Shadowfell.
Yes, I'm going to need in-depth details from each of you about details pertaining to the types of creatures that are being out there, the types of individuals that need saving, all details and manners and forms when it comes to necromantic influence. And I'm going to need Miriam here to tell me exactly how it was he could destroy a phylactery. That information may prove very useful. And Bernie, you had an actual conversation with her when you were summoned to speak to the other group.
Yeah.
I helped in that. The only thing I know for sure is it has something to do with his blood.
You all share blood, do you not?
Yes, but I don't know if mine or Bernie's would do that, especially considering the revelation that Natalie just brought upon us.
And which revelation is that?
That we're all apparently reincarnated souls.
Reincarnation is a druidic ritual. Is that the proper terminology for this?
That is what she said, and the fact that we're, in the words of a titan that was there, keepers.
You all are keepers.
Apparently.
But we do not know what that means.
Suppose whoever is watching us right now, we will be getting an appearance in the morning when all of them are here. Please do not interrupt our conversation until then.
Wait, we're being spied on? Fuck!
Do I need to put up a forbiddance around Miss Fire's place this
It
time?
would not assist you at all. It is fine.
All I know for sure is that there's definitely something unique about us, especially when I had a visit from my god in my dreams saying how it was a good thing that I'm under her care now.
And when we were resting in the Shadow Film, my goddess told me that whatever happens, I need to ensure that my own life, Mirian, and Tulsh's at least make it out of there.
Out of character, did Miriam tell us he got a vision from the Queen of Ravens?
I told you I had been sanctioned to practice necromancy, and by Baxeldan.
And
That is what Miriam told you.
And apparently Miriam has been sanctioned to practice necromancy by Vaxildan.
Who's that?
That is the champion of the Queen of Ravens herself.
Oh.
One of the founding
Only
members of
reason I
Vox
know that
Machina.
name is because I'm school.
I know as a player. it's
I know,
just,
yeah.
Yeah.
Who that? Who that? Sherlock who? Just
Warlock, you said? No.
There's a lot of weird things happening that we definitely need to look into more. There's so many things to do so.
Right. And this, I want to bring up one other thing that I've mentioned it a couple of times to you guys and my siblings, but a while ago we came into possession of an item that apparently belonged to, or was a relic of what's the title again? Of Tiamat. Scaly.
Bird Mother.
Brood mother.
The brood, yes. The brood mother. Apparently, well, the eye and the tongue. They are currently being kept in Zarzith Kittrell. We don't know if there is any connection. I just thought it was a bit, well, conspicuous.
well, it would seem that the betrayers have been exceptionally busy as of late.
Very much so.
That is of a concern to me. Little lesser than everything I've heard so far about the other location.
Yes.
Regardless, you all take the evening to rest. Gather yourselves. You look like shit.
I could really use a shower.
Oh, yeah.
Then, please, gather yourselves. I will go into town and gather us a proper meal.
Thank you. By the way, I noticed this as we were traveling, but it seems that there's some issue with fresh water happening, at least over where we were traveling.
Yes, that situation has been rectified.
I see. So out of character, does that mean they're no longer 7th level?
That is correct.
Oh, thank God.
Other group.
Yep, thank you, Zodiac.
Oh,
You
I
can
can
thank
now...
Wyatt in part for that one.
Thank you, Wyatt.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that would have made a whole new market.
Now, excuse me if this is rude. Lelixa, correct?
Lily's still outside
she's
yelling
outside
and
punching
punching a
stuff.
rock. She did wave at Lady Teresa as she passed her though.
All right. Then, as she's leaving, she'll stop and look at you. Lelixa, excuse me if this is rude. Do you eat oil?
Oh,
I'm gathering dinner.
no, I don't need to eat or drink at all.
That is very unfortunate.
It is.
Anyways, I am going to go gather some meals and bring them back.
You'll never be able to taste hot fire popcorn again.
No.
I was actually thinking about that. Like, maybe you could flavor it so Bloodbond allows you to share taste.
I mean, she could always just make herself a prosthetic that allows her to taste. That just takes
Are
one
we
of her
making a-
infusions.
Are we making a real live tongue?
Yeah.
I mean, there is a automaton that I heard about that had a fleshy tongue.
Ew.
Out of characters, anyone worried so many important people are going to be at one place?
I mean, apparently someone is because they were watching us.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Clover's definitely, like, not happy about that.
And I mean, Lily's not going to be happy when she hears about that either, because this is her aunt's place.
I have one of these left.
Typically
Alright.
said, forbiddance will do nothing to these people.
I have one of these left. I'm going to cast Sending to Mirian. Natalie revealed a bombshell of information. Apparently, we're reincarnated souls. I blame our father.
Does that have weirder meaning to me?
No meaning yet.
And she ends off with, I blame her father for all this.
You just hear a string of cursing that I assume is giant.
Already. So, dinner is served to everybody. Congratulations. You get to eat. You get to rest. Morning rolls around. Mirian, how are you getting back?
I have a 7th level teleport spell, but before I do that, last night, could I have checked to see if our boat's destroyed?
Oh, yes. When you summon forth the boat, it is perfectly fine.
Oh, thank God.
Ah, okay, nice.
All right. I am pretty. I was here less than 6 months ago. Do I need to roll?
No.
For okay.
No, well, you need something of the location to get there, guaranteed. Do you have anything from Nicodranus?
Honest.
Wait, were you charmed by the city? If you were charmed
I
by the
was
city, you
burned at
definitely
one point,
bought
I
some
forget.
useless stuffed animal or something.
We were here for the Festival of Lovers.
Yeah,
You also
yeah.
got spell components from here.
I had my brackish water from here.
There you go.
That'll work.
Wait,
I mean,
brackish
that could
water?
work. That could work.
It's where the fresh water and the
Yeah,
salt water.
in Nicodranus, though?
I don't know if that
The
was.
brackish
No, I
waters
got the
were the
graveyard
Gehem
suit.
Basin.
I got the graveyard dirt here.
There you go. Alrighty.
Oh, the brackish water's from Rosca Lake.
Ah,
Yeah. Alrighty.
other.
Bloop. You appear in town. You meet everybody for breakfast. Hi, guys.
Where'd you end up, Marion?
Actually, good question. When I was in the air, would I have been able to tell where I am geographically?
Roll me a nature check. Sorry, survival check.
I'll use my session advantage. Because why not?
Broke Boat Mountain. 16. It's great
I was at
session. advantage.
16. I'm seeing a 14 and a 6.
I don't know, man. The dice roller's been funky, but we go with what's actually displayed. Anywho, 16s. Yeah, you were somewhere in Tal'Dorei.
Ah.
But hey, you walk in, everyone's together. You see Phil is out of bed, walking a little bit with the assistance of Brown.
Is our HP maximum back to normal?
Yes, after a long
Alright.
rest, your HP maximum restores.
All right.
You see a couple of ghillie suit skeletons behind me. The boys are back.
Lady Teresa raises her eyebrow when she senses their presence.
So I just when you said the boys are back, I imagine the the meme with like the Green Goblin, Electro, and stuff.
Chilling with the boys. I'm sorry. I've been waiting for these questions for over a week. It's like, do they still have their sentience? Do they remember me at all?
They do remember you.
Yes!
They still maintain their sentience.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Well, I somehow have missed a bombshell and still in the aftermath.
Yes.
Excuse me, your skeletons, put them away.
Oh, right. I take out my bag and have them hop in.
Yep.
One of them waves to her when he goes in.
Well, now that you're here, why don't you sit down and enjoy some nice toast, eggs, and sausage? It all looks so good.
I assure you the flavor is subpar at best.
Insider.
Proper meal after 2 days in the Shadowfell and traveling to get there is much appreciated.
Well, by the sounds of it, you all were incredibly busy. I have already sent word to a local church of the Raven Queen near there. We will be descending upon the territory and terrain and trying to fix whatever ailment is happening there. Mirian, we have a lot that we need to talk about.
Of course, my lady.
As well as, I believe, Marison is needing a bit more of a conversation with you, Baron.
Oh? Not sure. Yeah, I'm at your disposal, however you need.
But before that happens, I believe we have a representative of the collective here. Are you going to step out finally?
The collective?
Wait. This is not what I think it is.
You see a very dashing-looking older gentleman steps out with a walking cane. He smiles. Yes, I apologize for creeping around as I have been, but given the things they've been doing, the collective has been keeping a close eye on them. I figured as much.
What's the collective exactly?
Lady Teresa, you are the one higher positioned. Do I have your permission? You may speak plainly to these individuals in this room. However, under oath that none of you repeat this to another soul that does not belong to the collective.
Well, it's a good thing Clover's not here.
Yes.
Failure to comply with this will lead with deadly force from the collective.
Understood.
Everyone else?
I swear.
She looks over at you, Lily.
Lily's currently like busy staring at the food. Looks up at, yeah, sure. Stares back at the food again.
I think you'll need to. Lily, one more time.
What?
You have to actually agree to something you know you're agreeing to.
What is it? What is this like some weird conspiracy thing going on now?
For you, probably yes.
Yes, nothing in this room will make it out other than me continuing to complain about how good that food looks and must taste.
So is Patry just knocked out during all this? Because there's no way she's keeping a secret.
Patry's sleeping on the couch.
Or maybe doing some morning runs on the entire beach of the coast.
Yeah, she's not really a workouty type of person. It's more of a all gas until breaks.
Look, she must be a great getaway.
So, now that we have your collective compliance in this matter, we belong to a secret organization known as the Wisp Collective.
Oh, shit.
Our responsibility is to watch over Exandria and Outer Realms for any impending dangers that would lead to global catastrophe.
Noble goal.
We have connections into most other organizations that you would be familiar with across Exandria. We do not intervene directly in matters outside of our own personal goals. However, given the fact of what we have been learning about all of you, I believe it is only proper that you become aware of our presence and aware of your misfortune, let's call it. Do any of you know what Fate Touched is? Miriam! You may roll me a religion check.
Oh, jeez. Glad I got proficiency in this. It's a 21.
21. Fate Touched is rumored about. Not a lot, just a little bit. Apparently people whose destiny, quote unquote, is touched by something more powerful, and they are believed to either cause catastrophe or cause something grandiose and helpful instead.
I am familiar with the concept of it.
Well, you all are... How do I nicely put this? Artificially fate touched.
All right. Okay.
Miri just holds his head.
Yes.
That has so many implications.
Yes.
Yes.
It does.
It is very unfortunate for all of you. Now, you do not possess the same capabilities as many other Fate Touch do, but instead you seem to possess a more unique one. At least in your case, Miriam. We already know what that is.
Phylactery destruction.
Destruction of... I'm going to try to remember the name of this. Of outer planar objects was the verbiage?
Yep.
Was the name of the ritual that appeared in my mind.
Appeared in your mind. I personally believe that whatever reason you are artificially connected to fate, is connected to some type of heritage that you belong to, or lineage might be a better thing.
You just see Tulsa put her hand against her head. God damn it, Dad. Or God's damn it, Dad.
You believe your father is to blame for this?
He's the one thing we all have in common.
He also, when we met him, specifically said he went out of his way to make sure certain days and rituals were done when each of us were conceived.
Yeah, their dad was kind of a freak, if you know what I mean.
Of course.
She winks.
Most practitioners of Arcanum are. My lady, it's not just practitioners of Arcanum. I seem to recall quite a few religious gatherings that are a bit otherworldly.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yes, I apologize for my bias. Well, Guardian is the term utilized for all of you, correct?
I believe we were referred to by the Titan as keepers.
Yes, in the native Titan tongue, Keeper, that translates in the common tongue to Guardian. Sorry, I
Right.
am a linguist.
That's a very good skill to have.
Especially in my line of work. He smiles.
All right, so apparently we're guardians, so that makes me wonder if Kurt is as well, and if Shale was.
Well, there is mythos surrounding individuals that were referred to as guardians or keepers from their own world. It's an old story. Foreign to our world and has no direct influence here. However, on the other one, this world, I believe it was referred to as Solemn? That was the continent, dear. Ah, yes, the continent. Well, they had these individuals that were outside of time, chosen guardians and keepers towards their fate and religion. And whenever something devastating was coming up, they would awaken from their slumber and try to deal with the situation. Immortal creatures, as they were, but originally mortals who chose that sacrifice to only live through their world's hardships.
I see.
So if he referred to you as that, that may be... that may be the lineage that you are connected to. What I am wondering is how you all were conceived under very specific circumstances and imbued with that specific lineage.
I would blame the knowledge that our father possesses for that.
Right, well, this knowledge is quite dangerous, and not to mention doing something as devastating as creating multiple fate touched at the same time is very dangerous to our realm. In our recorded history, there was only ever 2 alive at the same time.
Now there's either 3 or 4, depending on if Kurt is.
By the sounds of it, possibly more.
Oh wait, there's our other brother as well.
9 total.
And
Wait, there are 9 siblings or 9 fate
If you
touch?
go all the way back to when you talked to your daddy, 9 total siblings that he did this with.
Oh,
I completely missed that.
you just see Tulsa put her hand on her head. There's 9 of us.
What about? Maybe I'm misremembering, but way back when we were destroying this one evil resort and stuff, I believe it was this jerk named Seeds, or maybe it was someone else mentioned like something about my bloodline. You know, before I died, he said, "Oh, you're one of those," or I don't know.
I'm unsure.
I want to be special too.
Well, young lady, I believe you are remarkably special.
So that means there's our other brother. There's Kurt, that's 2. Me's 3. We believe Shayla's dead. You... My brother, which is 6, so that's... There's probably 2 more out there somewhere then.
You started the campaign with 5, plus your brother, which was 6, and then he told you stories of the other 3, which were older than all of you.
Grendel before we met
And
him.
we did meet one at the resort, the one who was captured.
Grendel.
Grendel, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm also wondering if my twin is a fate touch as well, since we're twins.
Well, I mean. So you're aware of 7.
Including ourselves, we know of 7 of 9.
Hey. Nice reference.
Thank you.
We know that Shayla is unfortunately no longer alive.
Based on the color of her blood in the Shadowfell, yes. Or at least she's died once.
Right.
I was unable to scry or send anything to her. So there's a chance she's alive, but under heavy magic to prevent those kinds of spells.
God damn, helicopter just flew by.
We, I definitely need to check up on Kurt.
He was still alive.
We
That's
know,
the
I
check.
know, but all we know is that Wallstruckers apparently have dealt with him. And I actually think that might be literally that they have dealt with him. He might have signed some form of contract with them, which might...
More like that you signed a contract with him, knowing him.
Well, it might have gone both ways.
Time to start burning down some buildings. This is how you destroyed the Empire. None of us can stop this. No.
It's the one guy that has signed a contract. It's the hero of the town. We're going to need to go back and see our dad in a little bit. Or get him to come here.
He's not leaving that bunker.
Firstly, I would like the opportunity to learn a bit more about your specific circumstances from you directly. I don't like using the terminology experimentation. However, I believe it may be a little necessary. Please
by all means.
understand that although this may be invasive in nature, we are looking out for the benefit of this realm as a whole. If we can deem that you are not destructive to everything that you come across, then there should be no foul.
Last thing I want is to destroy the world.
And that is exactly the spirit we were hoping you would have. He smiles at you.
Just don't throw me in some hole or lock me away forever.
There are some worlds I would like to destroy, but not this one.
I still have things to do.
Burn you look.
I'm sorry, yeah.
The only thing that I know that is odd for us as well is that we've come across many different singularities.
Yes, that may be in part due to your particular situations. Maybe
I've-
the singularities are the issue that may become the downfall of this realm or savior of it. Fate Touch, historically speaking, have been the two sides of that coin.
Yes. I know I've personally dealt with most of them in our party, considering my innate magical resistance.
Aren't you a UNT?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, that's why I've dealt with most of them.
Well,
Considering they're highly charged magical artifacts, I figured there was less risk of something going wrong with someone who could naturally resist magical effects.
the last known two Fate Touched have been in close proximity to my church, as the Queen of Ravens handles, well, fate as her domain. One of which is still alive on this world, though his touch seems to have lifted from him, given his circumstances. And the previous one is one that you apparently have had an interaction with, Vaxodon.
I'm gonna have to hop out here, but I'll see you next Sunday.
Oh, no problem. We're going to be ending it here soon anyway, so
All right.
I think with all of this bombshell, we can actually end it. Everybody, players, thank you very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. Hope you all had a fantastic time. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Wait, does that mean